The NFL is finally back.
And so are the Cappers contest and the Survivor pools.
Congratulations to our Season 3 champion, Nunya, who joins the Pub Sports Radio Wall of Fame alongside our Season 2 co-champions, Guillermo Zertucci and Sharpie, and our inaugural champion, Peter Loshek.
And we're back for year 4.
The Cappers contest lines come out every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. You pick your favorite 5 bets against the spread. Picks must be in by Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. You get 1 point for a win, half a point for a push. The victor at the end of the season is the one with the most total points.
$100 to enter each contest, of which 4% go to covering credit card fees, and the top 10% get paid.
But there's more. The great people at Harbor Acres Cottages in beautiful Nova Scotia, Canada, have offered up $1,000 for the capper who accumulates the most perfect weeks throughout the duration of the regular season. $1,000 from Harbor Acres Cottages. May the greatest football capper reap all the rewards.
Sign up right now at pubsportsradio.com.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Thursday, September 4th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio and celebrating Jose Bouquett's birthday, who will be joining us in a little bit. He is producing 2 shows at the same time. The man works very hard, even on his birthday. So happy birthday to young Snips Bouquett. It was an excellent day yesterday, which I needed. As you guys know, I took a bath on Friday. Did not have a good weekend in college football. Only went 3-3 in CFL. And was champing. Well, I wasn't fully champing because I was a little shell-shocked. So after going 3-9 in MLB on Friday, I didn't move in MLB action till yesterday, and it was a great day. 9-5 plus 3.37 units. We went 2-0 in the WNBA. So overall, 11-5 plus 5.37 units, which I needed. Washington first 5 plus a half cashed. Pittsburgh first 3 cashed. Pittsburgh first 5 plus a half cashed. Cleveland first 5 plus a half cashed. Seattle first 5 minus a half lost. Seattle, Tampa Bay over 8.5 cashed. Atlanta, Chicago first 3 under 2.5 cashed. My man Elder, like I had expected, is delivering late in the year, getting us paid. I was concerned about Horton, so I didn't take the first 5 plus a half. Now, Jose did, and I felt terrible because Elder did his job, but you can't get one run off of Kate Horton. Philly first 5 lost. Philly, Milwaukee first 5 over 5 cashed. New York first 5 cashed. New York full game lost. The night was so successful because I didn't bet the double result because I focused on the first 5. So when Devin Williams starts playing the fool, I'm not putting holes in walls, which I've done watching him pitch. Colorado first 3 plus a half was terrible. Why do I have to back German Marquez? What kind of sickness do you have to back German Marquez and his 7 ERA? But Colorado team total over 4.5, which was a great breakdown from Jose Snips Bouquett, cashed as well. So it was a great day, and I needed it. Great to see all of you guys. We have a monster show today. I'm pumped up. I'm barely sleeping, but I'm living off adrenaline. I'm so pumped up. Tonight is our first live stream of the year. Eagles, Cowboys, and our first guest. Our first guest has destroyed the preseason here on our show in NFL, and I had to write down the highest ROI I've ever written down in 9 years of tracking everybody who's come on my shows. Our first guest, I will wait till he's backstage to talk about how monstrous, because we're going to open up with NFL. And you guys have heard my take on NFL, so you're not going to, it's just going to be listening to Mr. Ian Cameron. We're going to have Ian Cameron for NFL, then CFL. I'm not going to cap the games. We're just going to hear his picks. We're quickly going to go through the games. Then college football, he's got a bunch of games he wants to attack, and we're going to do the best we can to get in 1 hour. Do the best we can. Then Snips, the birthday boy, or as Lucas called him today, Flank Tits. Bouquett will join us, and we'll cap the 6 games in Major League Baseball. And then we have Brizzy and Justin McKelvey for the WNBA. It is all coming together. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm going to copy and paste. As soon as I hear our next guest, our first guest backstage, I'll just stop everything and we'll get right to work because we need to move quickly here. And thank you to all who are signing up for the contest. Thank you. It means so much to us. If anybody's having problems getting into their Google account or anything, please let us know and we will fix it. But we have 50 cappers in the cappers contest right now, 50, and it means a ton to us. And we won 100, so then we'll have 10,000 in the prize pool, plus the $1,000 that the good people at Harbor Acres Cottages are including. I'd like to give some shouts out to people in the cappers contest right now. I'd like to give some shouts out to, and we also have people in the survivor pool, but Mama Bag, Spencer, Drug Monkey RX, who's been very good, Rez Mob, Ron Young, Guillermo Zertucci, Jeff Slaughter, 518 Toga, Romp, To, Susie, Jason Simonetti, Charlie Davidson, Brad Oliver, Zane Blackburn, Elijah Zertucci, Chris McCarthy, Peter Loshak, Logan Blackburn, Billy B, Bookmaker F, Donahue, TJ, Spencer Carminati, Ricky Levine, Ryan O, Jeffrey Mutterpearl, Nuke Worker, Ron Crawford, Kent Davies, Razor, Sharp, Picks, Jose Bouquett, Jim Dewigger, Billy Friedrich, Scotty Foster, Nasty Nate, Shane Schwader, Michael Hunter, East County Sports Network, Big Zoe, Joey Marinaccio, the Dapper Capper, Kev Reed, myself, Luke Burrow, Occupancy, Crystal, Troy Sanders, Rushia, Big Show, and more. Thank you guys. It's going to be so much fun to compete. And there's more signing up. I'm going to keep copying and pasting action. We got Gorky, Eurobasket. So I've got Justin McKelvey, Stacks Plays of the Day, Caminero, and Pickens. We're going to get right into Pickens here with our first guest. We have Gorky, Eurobasket, Israel Moneyline, Regulation, Greece here for Gorky. And let's get this all locked in here. Also, we have Gorky on the Dodgers, and let me get all of this. And Anasimova Sabalenka for our guy Gorky. I'm going to keep copying and pasting, but we need to really leche every second we have with our first guest. So shout out to all of you guys. Dave McKenna, it is great to see you. Gorky, Fap win with more horse racing action. He gave us a winner yesterday, 3-1. JT, Billy Friedrich, Irish King, Swaggy McNolegs, Razor Sharp Picks, AM, the Nuke Worker, who can be seen tonight on our live stream. What a great group. Ronnie Lofton. Thank you guys for being here. Philly Eagle Flyer, Swiggy. Troy's having trouble getting into the contest. We need to help our guy Troy Torrance. He's going to be with us. We got Michael Johnson, Nutflush Allen, 6-1 yesterday on his team totals. Keep an eye when he delivers action into the chat. Turnbuckle, Tommy, Von Polo, Justin Biller, Wine Time Sports, Lex Steele, Occupancy, Grant Clarkson. Great to see all of you guys. I'm going to be copying and pasting, but we got to get rolling. And so I will copy and paste all of the best bets that we have put in the chat. And I thank you guys so much for doing it. But we bring on our first guest, the star of Thursdays here. And as I hinted at, the highest ROI I've ever written down. That's what this man has created in the preseason on this very show. 6-0 plus 7.88 units. ROI plus 131.33%. Average line plus 124. That is sweeping the NFL preseason, folks. And he's here for the first game of the year, Thursday night. We're going to get a Thursday night action all year, and that is how he starts the season off. 6-0 plus 7.88 units. He cashed that plus 288 banger parlay to finish off the preseason while we were hanging out together at Woodbine Racetrack, Rexdale Boulevard, 427. Please welcome from just down the road from Woodbine Racetrack in Steeltown, Canada's black and yellow, Hamilton, Ontario. Please welcome our friend, Mr. Ian Cameron, to the show. Bobano, what's good, man? How are you?
It's great to be with you, Jimmy. I appreciate the kind words about the great start in NFL. Now do college football.
Yeah.
My gosh. I got killed last week. Oh, my gosh. The worst week one in college football for me ever. And I went back and looked at how I've done in week 1 in college football in years past. And last week smashed my all-time worst beginning to a season.
Well, I have great respect for how you've handled the roller coaster ride that is our action. Of course, everything that you do here on the show is accounted for and is going to be up on screen.
Hey, you learned something. And
Yeah.
what I learned last week was that's enough of going high volume as much as I normally do in week 1 with transfer portal nonsense all off season. And it is just you read things and you heard things that certain teams were going to do this and they were going to look like that and their strengths were this and their weaknesses were that. And it's like the opposite happened in like 80% of what I was watching last week. And so lesson learned.
And we have your NFL, we have your college football, and we have your CFL. We have it all together, and you are healthy in the black overall. 1 week does not a season make. So, and I respect that as soon as I talk about how great you're doing in one sport, you immediately talk about the struggles in another sport. It is that kind of self-critique that has brought you the success that you've had.
Freaking long season ahead, Jimmy. You're 1,000% right. We got plenty of time to get back on the beam starting this week.
Yes, and I'm going to keep copying. Just get Turnbuckle Tommy's action here. We're all excited to rock. And for our first live stream of the season tonight, which I am so excited about, don't forget that on Mondays, that is when on Monday Night Football is when Ian Cameron joins us for the first half of Monday Night Football. That's going to be in business again.
I'm definitely in for Monday this week. Definitely for the Vikings and the Bears. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. We got Jay Rivera in the house. Says, let's get this money. We got Nordy ready to rock. I've been copying, pasting all the action. Series business ready to get to work.
I think you and I are head to head on the total in that Vikings Bears game. So that'll be fun.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Because I doubled down on that under.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I'm the other way on it, but that'll make it fun.
It does. It makes it very, very fun. The only issue is that we deal with being on the other side. It's when you're on the other side of a friend, it doesn't feel that good when you win. It's just business.
Yeah,
it's a move on. Like it's we want us to succeed as a group.
I feel uncomfortable. You're right.
Yeah,
it's someone that's really close to me and they're against me. It's like I'm happy I've won money, but at the same point in time, it's like, oh, I don't really like seeing him.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because we're trying to succeed as a group. We're trying to succeed as a community. So, yeah, I feel that very, very much. Let's get to work, Ian. Nary an L on the board thus far in the NFL from Ian Cameron. Let's keep it rolling here. And let's roll into game 1 of the NFL season. For those of you guys joining us this evening, we have a great group. We have Troy Torrance, Jose Bouquett, Peter Loshak, the Sweaty Butcher, the Nuke Worker, Mr. Sean Higgs, hoping to have Justin McKelvey and Brizzy and just my 2 cents working on all that. But it's going to be a great group, and I can't wait to get to work this evening. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. Let's roll. So I'm not going to go over my whole breakdown. It's on our YouTube page. We're here to hear Ian Cameron's breakdown. If I was to sum it up, my thoughts on this game is I have 19 bets in week 1 of the NFL season, and I've not moved on this game. It is difficult. I want the Cowboys. I want the in-division dog in week 1. We know how successful that is, but how do you press the button on the Cowboys? Now, I know Dougie Wise is on the Cowboys, AM's on the Cowboys. I have colleagues that I respect that are on the Cowboys, and I want to get there, and I just haven't yet. I also have interest in the under, but that is difficult to press the button on as well. I want to play against this whole theme of the Cowboys being trash after the Micah Parsons trade. In reality, their run defense just improved with Kenny Clark. I want to expect CeeDee Lamb to have some more opportunities now that George Pickens can take some of the pressure off of him. I do not expect Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders to deliver. I think that this Eagles team is the most I think the Ravens have the best roster in the NFL, but this is such a complete roster that the Eagles have, and I'm not going to try to poke holes in it. And so all I've done is nothing. Now, I did finally get the 50% bonus for an SGP. I'm not going to bet them unless I get the 50% bonuses. It's just not worth it, I don't think, unless you get a big bonus attached. So I've got a little fun. It's $100. It's going to pay out. I haven't put it in yet. So I only get the 50% bonus on $40 of it, but still it's going to pay out probably $1,400 or $1,500. And it's Eagles money line, Dak Prescott over a half interception, both teams to score 15 points, Cowboys plus 10.5, and the under 54.5. Little rec fun SGP, but I still have yet to move on this football game. Let's take a look at the line history and then hand it over to Ian to get us started. We have the Philadelphia Eagles, as we speak, are -8. Oh, is it moving? No, yes, -8 at -106. Dallas +8 at -104. That's come up from the 7 or 6.5, depending on how early you were, betting this. And then from a total standpoint, we have a 47.5. It's juiced to the over. This has climbed up from 46.5. We expect 48s across the board, maybe 48.5. Ian Cameron, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, I'm going to start the season with a over in this game. It's a primetime over, which sometimes scares you a little bit, does sometimes scare me. But with this Dallas defense, the pass rush hurts without obviously trading away Micah Parsons. Now, look, they could still have some guys that can get to the quarterback, and Kenny Clark should help the run defense, but there's concerns about Kenny Clark. He played through a foot injury all of last year. He's going to be 30 years old very soon. It certainly should give them a little bit more, push in the interior of that defensive line. But like I said, I'm going to have to see it from Dallas's defense before I'm ready to believe it, especially when you look at what Philadelphia's done to this Dallas defense. Philadelphia's averaged 37.5 points per game last year in the two games against Dallas. So they averaged over 37 points per game last year, the two games against Dallas. What has changed to start this season with the Cowboys defense that they are going to be able to keep the Philadelphia Eagles below 35 or at least 30? I don't know. I don't see it. The only thing I guess you could say is that Jalen Hurts is off because of the lack of preseason. And that is something that does concern me. But this concerns me more when you're playing against a defense that's at least average or good or great. And I don't think Dallas's defense is that. And Kenny Clark should help, the run defense. But, and Robert says it in the chat, I don't think he was great last year with Green Bay. Now, I think he was playing through that foot injury. That played a role. He's saying he's healthy. He's ready to go. He has a point to prove. But like I said, I got to see it from the Dallas defense before I believe it. And I think when you look at Dallas on the offensive side of the football, the offensive line's the concern. We know Philadelphia up front is still pretty strong, pretty prolific, can get a pass rush. You love the linebackers. And yes, their secondary has the likes of Blankenship and the likes of obviously Cooper DeJean, who just came on like a freight train last year. But they also lost some key pieces in that secondary from last season. So I think for Dallas, the key is going to be, can you at least hold up long enough with your pass protection? And if Prescott has even just a little bit of time, you can keep him upright, keep him clean. Let's not forget this can still be a very good Dallas receiving core to work with CeeDee Lamb. And if his head's on straight, George Pickens, should help this Dallas team in the passing game and give them another, 1B option to CeeDee Lamb throwing the football for Dak. So, you look at this situation here. Yes, it's 47.5, but talking about a Philadelphia team against this Dallas team last year that easily got into the 30s, a Philadelphia team that, was able to move the ball relatively successfully. You can't key in on one area. You can try to key in on Saquon Barkley, and that's sometimes when Jalen Hurts can find Goddard, and he can find A.J. Brown, and he can find Devontae Smith, and that's where it just becomes very dangerous. So I think Philadelphia is going to get theirs. It wouldn't shock me if Dallas also gets enough to contribute to this over, because you can see Philadelphia, even if they get the lead, and that's if they get the lead, Dallas being able to score late garbage points and garbage touchdowns and garbage yards from Dak Prescott, which he's been a king of, in a lot of past seasons for the Dallas Cowboys. So for me, I will start the season with over in this game, 47.5 -110.
Over 47.5 at 110. Ian Cameron's also our season 2 NFL Pub Hub champion, and we have a new season upon us. And are you able to
don't
rock
sleep, Billy, or who said that in the chat? My dude, Eagles secondary got worse. The Darius Slay injury, absence, I should say, or departure, that does concern me a little bit. He was one of the leaders in that group, and it'll be interesting to see how they operate without him.
Can you rock with us on Sunday for NFL Pub Hub?
Oh yeah, I'll be here. I'll be ready to go. Yeah.
You hitting off lead off to start the year would be absolutely wonderful. And all of you guys watching, that is the opportunity for us to see your setup, your mic, your lights, and your shot. If you want to be a part of what we're doing here on camera, that is the place for us to get rolling. So if anybody's interested in joining us in NFL Pub Hub throughout the year, it's a great opportunity to rock with us on screen.
Open door policy, because like Jimmy's got like a million guests on that show every week. So yeah,
it's fun. We move fast.
Find room for you. Yeah,
we move fast, and I track everybody's action, and it's all of the same. Bobano has moved on the over 47.5 at minus 110 in Cowboys Eagles, and I'm still I'm still sitting on the sidelines at this point right now. I have so much invested in the game in the week, and
I don't want to lay 8.5 with Philly week 1. I feel Philly could romp them, but I don't want to lay 8.5 the very first game of the year.
I hear you. Chen Kim says, who did you guys pick for Survivor? I picked Arizona, but
this is a good week to use Arizona because I think New Orleans is the worst team in football starting the season. Full stop.
I have bet that. The reason why I didn't take the Broncos is just because of the insane angles on the 3-6 win team last year, playing against a team that's made the playoffs. That's between 4 and 9 point dog. It's crazy. 22-5 in the last 27 covering. Now, just because you cover doesn't mean you win. I kind of do want to keep the Broncos in the bank as well, which is I got knocked out in the first week last year after winning the year before. So I
thought Spencer Rattler was freaking terrible in the preseason too. So they want to start that guy. I'm looking forward to fading it.
And AM says Saints are the best bet on the board. Big
Strongly disagree, but that's okay.
Big Mastro, Dev, let's talk Big Mastro. I mean, the first week is a tough just because of all the people that have earned, through the years, the opportunity to be on the very first week. But Big Master, we'd love to have you on this year, and all of the cappers out there that want to be on screen. I'd love to have you on. We need new voices, and so let's definitely talk, my friend. And Michael John says you can use the Broncos later in a better spot. They play some bumps. I hope that will be the case. Irish King with his action here too. Let's move on. So our focus is going to be on college football, mostly with Bobano, and we're going to cut the videos out and use them. So CFL here, we're just going to do a very quick run through. I'm not going to cap. I'm just going to set up the game. We're going to hear Ian's action, and then we're going to do the full cap here on the show to close out Friday shows with the Gorky. So we have Lions, Red Blacks. The quarterback news from Brown to Crum has moved this line heavily. Let's get into the line here for the Red Blacks. Lions, of course, coming off the bye last week, just 5-6, but 3-3 on the road. We watched them go into Hamilton and beat them. Now, of course, Toronto just did that as well. This line is now a 6.5. The Lions are 6.5 point favorites. It did get to 7. It was at 7 for quite a while. It opened up at 4.5 here. I saw it open up at 4 at 365, and I was surprised. And I even thought, I was like, if Drew Brown plays, that's the number that you want. Then it moved to 3.5. I was like, okay, well, let's see what happens. And then, of course, the news came out. That is the side for the total, Bobano. We have a 55.5, and it's juiced to the under. And honestly, I don't know how the Red Blacks at home with Crum can get to this number against any team. They're just, but let's hear the breakdown from Bobano. Lions, Red Blacks.
The under cashed with Dustin Crum in his last start against Edmonton before the bye week. Now, barely 30-20. Edmonton still had a good day offensively, moved the football, and it barely stayed on, but it did. And a big reason it did is because Ottawa didn't contribute enough, to help that game. And that's what the worry is, that, with Dustin Crum, they're just not an explosive offense. They don't finish drives. They stall. They settle for field goals from Lewis Ward. That's the issue. But what's going to give here? The Ottawa offense, that's a much more limited offense, especially in the passing game with Dustin Crum, or a BC defense that's pretty abysmal. What's going to give? I got to believe, though, BC defense, that's the focus in the bye week. You've got to shore this up. And I will say this, while they've been terrible for the most part, BC, on defense, we were there at Woodbine when Toronto was putting a 52 spot on the board against them. 38 allowed to Hamilton, 37 allowed to Hamilton, 33 allowed to Saskatchewan. Every good offense and quarterback has ripped this team. But the one game they did play well, at home against Montreal, with a limited offense, a limited quarterback, Caleb Evans, James Morgan in that game, 18 points they gave up. That was their best game, and it was against an offense they could deal with. And I think they should be able to deal with and handle this Ottawa offense a little bit better here in this game. I'm just going to move on the team total over for BC, Jimmy, 30.5. That's going to be that's just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cashed with it on, again, the Toronto game when we were all together. 34 they scored in that game. 36 against Montreal. 41 against Hamilton. 33 against Hamilton. 4 games in a row, they have scored 33 or more points. 5 of their last 6 games, they have scored 32 or more points. And all they need is 31 for this team total. I think they get there, because even if Ottawa's offense struggles and stalls and they have to punt a lot, eventually the defense is going to wear down for Ottawa. BC is going to be able to take advantage of that. Short fields, you name it. If Dustin Crum struggles to move the chains on a consistent basis, which he could, and Nathan Rourke's on fire right now. Let's be honest. He's played great. None of the issues for BC are on him. He's been terrific. The offense is why they've won games and why they've had a chance to win games. The other side of the ball has been the issue, but they've had no issues getting to 31 in recent weeks, and I think they will do so once again here. So BC team total over 30.5 minus 115.
You are in business, and I expect to have moved on this full game under, and even possibly the first half under. I've been doubling up on all my totals, which has saved me in CFL, and I may do that in NFL, but I expect that I will be on this full game under. I love your point.
34-20 BC. There you go. There's your final. We're both happy.
But I love your take on the Alliance focusing on their defense off of the bye week.
Yeah.
And I know what Crum does.
Yeah.
I know he, it's not 60-yard,
By the way, here's a great stat too to support the team total. 5 head-to-head meetings, the last 5, BC versus Ottawa. The points that BC scored as follows. Now, some of these were Vernon Adams starts, but still 34, 34, 41, 34, 38. They've gotten their points against Ottawa every time.
Yeah, I'm still, every time I see Bob Dice on the sidelines, I think he must be the nicest guy in the entire.
What I did was I split the team total, Jimmy, with the spread at -4, but I'm not taking the spread now at -6.
Yeah.
It's moved a little too much.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Bobano on board. Let's talk about Bobano's Hamilton Tiger Cats. They're at the Montreal Alouettes Percival Molson Memorial Stadium in Montreal, Quebec. Let's take a look at what we are dealing with here at Line History. We have now, did we time it right for the Alouettes to win the Grey Cup? We'll double check on that tomorrow. +550.
Well, as far as Davis Alexander being back this week, the answer is no. He won't be back this week. It's James Morgan again. Yep.
Yeah.
They expect to think next week he'll finally be ready to come back. Yep.
Yeah, and we're trying to time it right, so we're going to keep an eye on it.
But they get a lot of other guys back. Philpott's back, Max back, Dequoi's back, Mustafa Johnson, who hasn't played on the defensive line all year, is back. So they're getting a lot of their healthy guys back, or a lot of their injured guys back.
This total opened up at 52. It's moved 2 cents towards the under from -108 to -110. And the spread right now has moved from 3.5 down to a flat 3. The Ticats being favored, and that 3 is juiced to the Alouettes. Bobano, let's be tight because we really want to really get you for college football, but take it away, my friend.
Yeah, I'm on Montreal here, even with James Morgan at quarterback. My Ticats, and I am I'm going against the fandom here, and this is a spot I thought I was going to be on. It's +3.5, -112, by the way. Bet Rivers, the best number out there right now with Montreal. There's not many 3.5s left, so shop around, but thankfully there still is one there. I think it's a brutal spot for Hamilton. You got your heart ripped out against Toronto. How does that happen in the secondary with 18 seconds left on the final play of the game? Terrible loss. The defense can't stop anything again, unfortunately. Now you got to go from a Monday game to Saturday, early afternoon, 1 Eastern, short week. Montreal rested, off a bye week. And I know it's James Morgan still at quarterback. Davis Alexander not back as they initially thought for this game. But everybody else, they got their two best. Here's the thing that helps James Morgan. Let's not, it's been a rough struggle. The Winnipeg game was pretty tough, right? And you were all over the Bombers in that game. And I liked Winnipeg a little bit in that game. And I thought he was going to struggle. But he actually had moments where he flashed a little. He made a couple nice throws in that game against Winnipeg. And there's something that he's got a decent arm. I've seen it. He's got a decent arm. He can throw the football. But again, it's just being accurate play to play is the key. But now you got a bye week. You had an injured, depleted receiving core 2 weeks ago against Winnipeg. And now you're facing probably a weaker defense, Hamilton. You got the bye week, and you've got on your coaching staff, Jason Moss, head coach, Anthony Calvillo, offensive coordinator. Two great quarterbacks in their playing days. To coach this guy up, get him ready. He gets his two best receivers back for this game, Austin Mack and Tyson Philpott. And they're amazing receivers. You know that. You've watched a lot of CFL. They're great receivers. They're going to be difference makers. They're going to help James Morgan. If James Morgan's going to put a ball that might be at risk of interception, those are guys that can come down with it in contested coverage. And I think that is going to end up being a big plus and positive here for James Morgan. The spot, Montreal lost to Hamilton earlier this year. All they've talked about is, we're back in the division race. There's a battle for first in the East. They can be first in the East if they win this game. And I think they got a great chance to win this game outright. Tough spot for Hamilton. Brutally short week. Yeah, I think they win outright, but the 3.5's a bonus.
It is a bonus. It is a bonus. This is another spot where I think it's pretty sharp total, honestly. I'd like to see it climb up if I'm going to try to get underneath it.
To be honest with you, I strongly lean under in this game. I think 52.5 with James Morgan is just a little too much.
It's a little too much.
39 points in his last start.
And but for me, if this slips to 2.5, with the Ticats not having to have extensive travel and, getting torched in the press, I am still interested in fading James Morgan. So we'll see. But I think
he's set up for much greater success this week simply because of the bye week, working with the quarterback coaches that he's got on this coaching staff, and, of course, his two best receivers back. And they're really good receivers. We have to remember that, too. The receiving core was really shorthanded prior to that bye week.
That is absolutely valid. Absolutely valid.
Plus, Hamilton never wins in Montreal. I should have thrown that out there. I can't even remember the last time Hamilton won in Montreal. That's how long it's been.
We're going to roll on to game 3 here. Let's be as tight as we can because we do want as much time for college football as possible. Riders, Bombers here. This is a pretty simple spot for me. You were absolutely right backing the Bombers at the, whether you got,
but we'll take it. Yeah.
6, 5.5, whatever, wherever you got, you were right that they were going to make it.
That in the over, that was a good result.
Again, that was a good result. Absolutely. I had the first half under and the full game under. It looked great. 0-0 starting the second. I did catch the first half under.
File this away, by the way, for the future, everyone that bets CFL. Labor Day rivalry games. The traditional annual Labor Day rivalry games. Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, Toronto, Hamilton, Edmonton, Calgary. They're 7-1 to the over the last 3 years combined.
Yeah, and I went. What did I do? I went 3-1 because I left the Hamilton Toronto game alone, but I went 3-1 betting unders.
Wow, it was Edmonton Calgary's the one
I doubled up on that under.
That's the one I thought could stay under because Edmonton's been on this under run.
And I went 1-1 in the Winnipeg, Saskatchewan. So that's why it's fun when we cap together because we take different routes. This total here is 52.5. I want Winnipeg in this one, but please take it away.
I want Winnipeg too, and I'm on Winnipeg. Yeah, I like Winnipeg. I mean, they're at home. That was a game where, they didn't play bad, but and they got off to that hot start, 10-0, but Saskatchewan answers back, and what really turned the tide was the sack fumble on Collaros. Now, look, Winnipeg, you know what really turned the tide? Go even back earlier. They got a sack fumble on Trevor Harris They got the ball at the 5-yard line. They settled for a field goal. That was a bit of a momentum killer for Winnipeg, even though they went up 10-0 at the time. You got to punch that in for a touchdown when you get that kind of opportunity. And I think Saskatchewan kind of seized control from that point on. The Winnipeg secondary is still a problem. It's still a concern. I still don't like what I'm seeing, but they're back home, Princess Auto Stadium. You know how that home field is for Winnipeg. It galvanizes them. And this is about as cheap as you'll ever see Winnipeg at home. We're not asking them to, cover a number as favorites. We're asking them to win the football game. They've won 5 straight at home against Saskatchewan. This has been a tough place for the Riders to win. You got Winnipeg coming off that tough loss. And the one thing that's very interesting, too, is that Mike O'Shea and the OC Jason Hogan said, we can't have our Brady Oliveira running the football only 5 times. Like, that was unbelievable last week. He only had 5 rush attempts. That's going to change. This is going to be a Brady Oliveira game. They're going to feed him early. They're going to feed him often. They are going to commit to getting back to running the football and being that physical Winnipeg offense that we're accustomed to, because you can't have Zach Collaros throw it 39 times like he did last week and Brady Oliveira only running the ball 5 times. That's a ridiculous disparity as far as pass to run is concerned. So I think that changes here, and they get Oliveira going. He'll get, and you wear down Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's great against the run, but you wear them down as the game goes on. And I think Winnipeg grinds out. It'll be a close game. I don't think they'll blow them out because Saskatchewan's good, but I think Winnipeg grinds out a close victory. Winnipeg -110 money line.
You are in business, and I expect to be joining you, and I may go for the score on the double result. Calgary, Edmonton, Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta. This total is a 50, 28-7 last week. This total is a 50. It has not moved. And from a side perspective, the Elks are +6.5 at home. We both lost on the Elks last week. What's your plan here?
This is the spot where I'm tempted to put up the stop sign and step in front of the Edmonton underrun, because I think this could be an over here, and I'll explain why. Edmonton's defense, Jake Ceresna got injured last week in that game against Calgary, and it's a massive loss to that defense. Huge loss, because he's good on that D-line. He gets after the quarter. They don't have a great pass rush, Edmonton, but what they do have, Jake Ceresna is a big part of it, and it's looking like he's not going to play. Niles Morgan, he's been a starting linebacker here in Edmonton for a very long time. He got banged up. He didn't practice early this week. So you're talking about Niles Morgan, Jake Ceresna, 2 of your really important defensive cogs for the Edmonton Elks missing this game. Curly Gittins left the game to injury at wide receiver, but he is practicing. So that's a positive. It's looking like maybe he'll be available. And Edmonton needs every receiver they have at their disposal, because they don't have a deep receiving core right now. So that should help. So they got, looks like they're one of their better receivers playing, and quite likely 2 of their best defensive players not playing for this game. And the one thing Calgary said, even though they won that game, Dave Dickinson said it, VA said it, Vernon Adams, we didn't like our passing game. We didn't like it. We didn't think we played well throwing the football. We ran it well with Dedrick Mills, but he said we stalled a bit. Only 160 passing yards for Vernon Adams. Damian Alford, the great rookie, didn't do much. And they said they want to change that. They want to get a little more going in the passing game for this rematch here at Commonwealth Stadium on Saturday. So I could see Calgary, throwing the ball vertically a little bit more, testing the Edmonton secondary, which still can be vulnerable at times. The question is going to be, can Edmonton score enough to get over this total? Because Calgary's defense is awesome. I'm not going to deny that it isn't. They've looked great. But the key is going to be the offensive line. It was brutal last week. He gave up 4 sacks. Cody Fajardo was running for his life for much of the rest of that game, too. It could have been 8 sacks with the pressure Calgary got on Cody Fajardo. But I think the key is going to be get the ball out quickly, get the ball out in space to our playmakers, to maybe use Rankin and Leak in the screen game more, our running backs, maybe get them involved, keep this fierce Calgary pass rush at bay at least a little bit more. So I expect the adjustments really to be on offense for Edmonton. For the first time this season, I feel like I'm saying Edmonton's got to make the adjustments now on offense as opposed to on defense, because the defense has actually gotten better, and I feel last week the offense had an absolutely terrible day. So this is one where I'm kind of thinking the Edmonton under streak, and it's a good streak. I think it's 6 or 7 Edmonton games in a row, and I think it's been every game with Cody Fajardo at quarterback. It stayed under the total. I'm going to bet that comes to an end this week. I'm on over 50, -110.
Over 50 at -110.
And I like that. The same 2 teams battling. You had an extreme low score game last week. I think we kind of see another an opposite type of game scoring wise this week.
Bobano is on the Lions team total over 30.5. He's on the Alouettes plus 3.5 at minus 112. The Bombers at minus 110 and the over 50 in Calgary, Edmonton Elks. It is time to move on to college football. Bobano, it's time to move on to college football. Our guy, Ian Cameron, is 6-0 plus 7.88 units in.
There we go. It was worse for me personally. The show record looks awesome. Believe it or not, that's an awesome record for me in college football compared to what it was actually for me personally last week. That's how bad it was.
This is part of the showing character that you've done so consistently over all the years that we've capped together. This is just 1 week of action. Looking at you're up. Your ROI in CFL is plus 8.91%. You're 6-0 in NFL with an ROI plus 131%. And here we see Bobano off the worst week one in his college football history, and let's watch him rebound. We start here on Friday night action. Sorry, get my notes back up here. God, here we go. Friday night action. Let's fire away here at the board. Friday night, we're talking one game of Friday night, and we're going to try to work quickly and get in as much college football as we can here with our guy Ian Cameron. We have, to get started, James and Madison Dukes 1-0 to start the year at the Louisville Cardinal. We're at L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky, and there is rain early in the day and late in the day. Light rain is expected. It could be no rain. You know how things work with light rain, so not an issue. The rain falls earlier in the day and should be good come game time. Let's take a look at the line history and set this one up for Bobano. We saw James Madison beat up on Weber State 45-10 in their first game. Easy start for them and Barnett the third. And we saw Louisville beat up on Eastern Kentucky 51-17. So neither team has been challenged yet, and this one will be a challenge. Let's get into the line history and the cash flow and then hand it over to Ian Cameron. The Cardinal right now, as we speak, are sitting as 2 touchdown favorites, minus 14 and minus 108. Now, there are some books that are hanging the hook. This opened up at 15 and lasted for 12 hours. Then it dropped to 14, then 13.5, and then back to 14. From a total standpoint here we go. We are sitting with a 55.5. It's minus 111 to the under. 55.5. This opened up at 57.5, and it climbed up to 58.5. This was 58.5 yesterday morning, and now we see a 55.5, which is not weather related. Cash flow wise, for our first game on the board, 65% of the tickets, 61% of the cash on Louisville, 50% of the tickets, and 82% of cash on the under. And the market is following the movement towards the under. Take it away, Dukes, Louisville Cardinal, Federal Credit Union Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky.
Rapid fire analysis. James Madison plus 14.5, minus 115 for me. This is their only game this year against a Power 4 school. It's a big moment for them. They're trying to be a playoff team in the group of 5 conferences. They've got a shot to be that because Boise certainly looks a little vulnerable right now. I like this JMU team in the trenches. They're loaded on the offensive line. They're very good on defense, especially up front. Miller Moss had 2 interceptions last week for Louisville against Eastern Kentucky. I feel JMU's defense, which puts pressure on the quarterback, can really force him into mistakes. That's not good when you're throwing 2 INTs against Eastern Kentucky. And I like this quarterback for James Madison, Alonzo Barnett III. He's played very well. He won the quarterback battle over Matthew Sluka, the guy that transferred in from UNLV. I like what I saw. Remember, James Madison only played 1 Power 4 team last year, North Carolina. They put a 70 on the board, and they won outright as 10.5-point dogs, 70-50 in that game. Now, I know they lost, a bit, what was it, I think a few years ago to Louisville, 34-10, totally different teams. Louisville was very good, Malik Cunningham. James Madison wasn't nearly as good. It's a big spotlight moment for JMU, and I think they are good enough to be competitive. Plus the points, James Madison.
James Madison plus 14.5 at minus 108 for Bobano. We move on to Saturday, September 6th action. The Virginia Cavaliers 1-0 at the NC State Wolfpack, who didn't look very good against East Carolina. Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina. We have a total here at 54. 54. Opened up at 55.5. We've dropped 1.5 from the spread here. We have NC State minus 2.5 at minus 115. This opened up at minus 3 and was juiced to the Wolfpack at first. That lasted for 18 hours before it moved to 2.5. And then it jumped back to 3. The interesting situation here was that on Tuesday afternoon, this moved to 2. This was at 2, and it jumped up to 2.5. So it's been at 2.5 now for about a day and a half. When you get to the cash flow for this spot, we have 52% of the tickets on Virginia and 95% of the cash. 95% of the cash. You believe it's moved far enough, just 3 to 2.5, to warrant all of the money. NC State, Virginia, 58% of tickets on the under and 85% of cash on the under. Ian Cameron, take it away. Cavaliers, Wolfpack at Carter Finley Stadium.
Yeah, I'm on that Virginia side here in this game. +3. And now ProLine, the Ontario book, ProLine Plus has minus 118, +3 Virginia. So Virginia +3, minus 118. I'm also on over in this game. So I know a lot of the money's on the under, but I'm on the over in this game. 53.5, minus 110. I liked Virginia's offense last week. I really thought they played well. And don't forget the kind of quarterback they've got. Chandler Morris. He's been around the block. This guy that's played at Oklahoma, TCU for a few years, North Texas most recently. This is a guy that can throw the football. He can sling the rock. And I think he can have success here. NC State's defense, I need to see more. They weren't a great defense last year. They took a big step down. Yeah, they played all right against East Carolina, but East Carolina was moving that ball in the second half and turnovers and stopped on downs. And they were 4th and 1 late in the game with a chance to tie it. It was one of the worst plays you'll ever see. On 4th and 1, and East Carolina could have tied that game. You know, I still don't fully trust NC State's defense. CJ Bailey, I like. I could see NC State scoring points here. Virginia's defense looked great, but I don't know if Coastal Carolina is going to be a good offense this year. So that's why I like the over. Both teams, I think, can move it. But I think Virginia can win this game outright. Field goal loss, worst case scenario. So I don't know if I'd be on Virginia if I didn't get 3, but there are still some 3s out there. So I am on it. +3, minus 118. Virginia over 53.5, minus 110.
You are in business, Bobano, and it is beautiful on Saturday in Raleigh, North Carolina. 84 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 6 miles per hour. We move on. To UConn Huskies at Syracuse Orange, JMA Wireless Dome in Syracuse, New York. UConn, beat up Central Connecticut 59-13. I mean, at the end of last season, this team was moving in the right direction, and now we get a chance to see if they can handle Syracuse, coming off a 45-26 loss at home versus Tennessee Volunteers. Big one here in upstate New York. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. Ian, we have Syracuse right now minus 6.5 and minus 107. They opened up minus 9. When it opened up at 9, it lasted there for 33 minutes before it was a 7.5. That's a big move, and it's still on the move. 2.5 points towards the Huskies from 9 to 6.5. When we get to the total here for this one, we have it at 58. Well, you see a lot of 58.5s out there. This is a 58 flat, but it's minus 116 to the under. This opened up at 59, so we've dropped a point, and it is juiced towards the under. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 57% of tickets and 63% of the cash on Syracuse, and yet this line continues to move towards the Huskies. 66% of tickets and 56% cash on the over. Bobano, take it away.
Yeah, I'm on UConn as well. I think you look, UConn last year only lost by 7 here at Syracuse, and Syracuse had a great team last year, much better team. Kyle McCord at quarterback. I think their defense was better last year, and UConn still gave them a game. And now this year, I think Syracuse is down. Their defense is not as good as last year. Tennessee showed that. Joey Aguilar, I'm still not sold that guy's a great quarterback, and he's ripping that football up and down the field against Syracuse last week. So that defense just not very good. Not a defense I trust laying a full touchdown. I like UConn Fagnano, the quarterback. They've got some weapons to work with. The O-line's solid. I think the defense can hang in there. Steve Angeli actually played pretty solid against Tennessee, but like I said, I think their defense, Syracuse, is a tough one to trust laying these kind of points. Like I said, a worse UConn team and a better Syracuse team last year, and UConn still only lost this game by 7 at Syracuse. So +7, -120 for me, UConn.
+7, -120. You are in business, Bobano. Now we head to Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Baylor Bears 0-1 off a very disappointing 38-24 loss to Auburn, taking on the SMU Mustangs, who got a cupcake in week 1, East Texas A&M, and they beat up on that cupcake. Let's take a look at the line history here. We'll start with the total. It is high, as one would expect. It opened up at 65. It is now at 64. We've dropped a point on the point spread here with an angry, possibly embarrassed Baylor group facing SMU under a field goal dog. They're +2.5. Baylor is. Baylor opened up +4. A mighty move towards the Bears here. Let's take a look at the cash flow for Baylor SMU. We have 60% of the tickets on Baylor and 51% of the cash. 88% of the tickets on the over and 93% of the cash. We have Ron Crawford, SMU spreadsheet play of the day and super true story on the over 64.5. Bobano, take it away.
I'm giving Baylor another chance, Jimmy. I'm not giving up on this Baylor team. Maybe I'm an idiot for doing that. I was an idiot with a lot of things last week in college football, but nevertheless, Baylor was one of them. I thought they could beat Auburn at home, and it was very disappointing to see them defensively just not stop the run at all. The run carved them up. Hell, even Jackson Arnold, the quarterback, running the football like crazy. And that's concerning because SMU's got a mobile quarterback. But look at SMU last week. Even though they beat East Texas A&M, that was a terrible performance by SMU, and you wouldn't think it looking at the final score. But they scored 2 defensive touchdowns. The offense was all over the place. They actually gave up some big plays on defense to East Texas A&M last week. I thought it was a very troubling performance by SMU. And I was convinced coming into the year SMU wasn't going to be nearly as good as last year anyway. And now I'm starting to be even more convinced they might be. I think for Baylor, this is an important game. You had a lot of expectations. You were going to be better. You don't want to go 0-2 to start the season. It's a very important game for them. And I think after playing Auburn last week, maybe Auburn might be a little better than I thought. I think there's a winnable game for Baylor. I think their defense can be a little bit better. And I think they'll score on SMU. I definitely think this SMU team is vulnerable defensively. So I will go +3 -125. With Baylor. Got to lay a little price to get the 3, but I want the 3. Baylor +3 -125. Let me see where this I'll go over 63.5 -120. I'll go the over as well. I think we will see points.
In business, Ian, Baylor +3 at -125 and the over 63.5 at -120. Then we head to Annapolis, Maryland, Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, UAB Blazers at the Navy Midshipmen. UAB had a cupcake, Alabama State, and it was not easy. 52-42. It was a very tight game. They were down at the half. It was a wake-up call for the Blazers. The Navy Midshipmen beat up on VMI and beat them soundly 52-7. It was 28-0 at halftime. At Braxton Woodson ran wild. Let's take a look at the line history here, Ian, for this one, and then hand it over to you, my friend. Again, this one pops off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. We have Navy right now -21. -21 at -103. This opened at 20.5 at -117. So it was already very juiced at the 20.5. So basically no movement at this big number. And from a total standpoint, we have a 59.5 -117 to the under. This opened up at 58.5. It's climbed 1 point. And then when we get to the all important cash flow information, we have Come on. Show me the UAB. God, too many games up. This is when I start panicking looking for it. I'll pull it up here in a second, but let's hear the.
I'll start going. I'll start
breakdown.
my analysis, and I'm with my guy who's always in the chat with us for the Connor Mack and for my show with Connor Mack. They're hitting the books. Kong's Clips. I'm with him on this one. Navy -20.5, -110.
And very quickly, it is 68% of the tickets and 51% of the cash on Navy, 84% of the tickets and 93% of cash on the over.
That's what I'm on too, the over. Navy and the over here in this. I like the Navy side a little bit more than I like the total because I could see this being, 35 to 14, 35-14, 35-10. Maybe UAB doesn't do enough of the scoring, but I think Navy could score on every possession against UAB. I don't trust UAB to measure up against Blake Horvath and this triple option offense. I think Navy could, and their UAB run defense has been non-existent in the Trent Dilfer era. This guy has done a horrible job. This program is just in shambles. I've talked ad nauseum in the past about fading UAB. It's been a pretty constant of mine that I've gone against this team, and I'm going to do it again here, and I think Navy could put up a big number. Not to mention Navy has destroyed this team 2 years in a row. Non-competitive. Trent Dilfer has been bludgeoned by this Navy team 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread for Navy against UAB. Big number, 31-6 and 41-10. I mean, just blown out this UAB team. Both times covered, both times won by more than this point spread. So Navy -20.5, -110, and I will go with over 58, -112.
-20.5 at -110 and over 58.5 at -112.
How did Trent Dilfer get another year? How?
Shocked.
Someone's got to explain that to me. Should have been gone after last year.
Shocking. We are going to break down one more game fully, and then we're just going to hear the sides and totals that he's on, that our friend Ian's on the rest of his card. And this is the game. So Jose on the 1s and 2s, we are going to the game that we need to hear about. And that's the South Florida Bulls at the Florida Gators. This is a big, big, big one. And everybody is talking about it. They're talking about how spectacular South Florida looked in that 34-7 victory at the time ranked 25th Boise State Broncos. We watched Florida against Long Island. It was a cupcake exhibition start. Florida is going to be very good this year. And there's a lot of people, and Dutch Boy Fresh being one of them, that believes the South Florida Bulls are last year's Vanderbilt Commodores. That's what there is a feeling that they won't be able to price the Bulls properly here for the next little while. So let's take a look at what the line history is for South Florida. This one pops off at 4:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll start with this total. It's a 56 -113 to the under. This opened up at 55.5. So we've climbed up a little bit. Let's get to the point spread here, and then we will get to the cash flow for Bulls Gators. This is going to be a very, very fun and highly anticipated football game. We have Florida -18. Opened up at 18.5 and quickly went to 17. It actually went to 16.5 before it climbed up to 18. Let's get to the cash flow here for this one, popping off at 4:15. We have 55% of the tickets and 88% of the cash on Florida, 58% of the tickets on the under, and 53% of cash on the under. And I'll start with this question because I asked Dutch this as well. Do we think that we are buying the South Florida Bulls at a very high price, possibly higher than they'll ever be all year, or is the market not capable of adapting to how good this team might be? Ian Cameron, take it away. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, Gainesville, Florida.
I really like South Florida this season, and I think I'm making the case for them plus the points here, but I will say this, Boise might not be as good as we thought. Without Ashton Genty, the run game didn't look good. The O-line struggled too. Like, they were in on Maddox Madsen a lot, South Florida, on that Boise State game a couple weeks ago. He struggled. Boise might not be as good as we think. It might not just be that South Florida is really, really good necessarily. So, and all the turnover. Plus, we have to factor in all the turnovers. Like, he had 3 fumbles lost. They had 3 fumbles lost, Boise State, in that game for sure. But like I said, here's the problem with laying it with Florida. And I like Florida. And obviously, look, Long Island, you can't make much of that what to do. But like I said, they're excellent, but they do play the LSU next week. That's a very important thing to factor in here, that this is that's a big, big matchup coming up next week down in Baton Rouge at night. So it's a dubious spot if they're, and because I think South Florida's they're a different team with Byron Brown. That's when South Florida's season got away from them last year. I think their defense has improved. But one thing I noticed is maybe it was a product of who they were playing. They didn't play as fast on offense as I thought they would. Very interesting to see if that was just a one-hit wonder, or if Alex Golish, the head coach, is going to slow down their pace, because they were breakneck pace in tempo last year. And I was always interested in South Florida overs. But then I looked at the head-to-head history. These teams played back-to-back years a few years ago. 62 points in one game. And then the last time, by the way, South Florida went to Gainesville here, 2022. South Florida outgained Florida and only lost the game by 3, 31-28. Like, South Florida took Florida down to the wire right here in Gainesville a few years ago. So this is one where I am going to move forward with the dog and the over here in this, because I think DJ Lagway and the offense will have success for Florida in this game. And you can get, by the way, plus 18 is out there, minus 110, plus 18, minus 110 with South Florida. And I will also go with over 56 here, or sorry, actually better number out there, over 55.5, minus 110 in this game. Again, we're not asking for an extreme shootout here with where this total is, but I think the under that we saw with the Boise South Florida game, I think a lot of that was because of the fact that Boise's offense looked disjointed, looked out of sync. And while I think South Florida's defense is better, I think Florida's going to be able to move this football, because I'm very, very much liking what I'm seeing from DJ Lagway. I think he's going to have a very good season for Florida. So over 55.5, and at 18, I'm on South Florida here.
Ian Cameron locked in.
Rest of the plays quickly before I get on out of here.
Yes,
And the other games I listed. Yeah.
North Texas, Western Michigan.
The only thing that concerns me here is the wind. It could be windy at Western Michigan. I don't know how Western Michigan scores on North Texas. I think Western Michigan's offense is really bad. They didn't do anything against Michigan State. North Texas brought in a great defensive coordinator into the fold here. It's a huge upgrade in that position. I think this could be the best North Texas defense they've had in a long time entering this season. Their quarterback play is still good. Their offense is still good. I think this is tough for Western Michigan here. Minus 9.5, minus 110 for North Texas. Don't love road favorites, but I like this road favorite. North Texas, minus 9.5, minus 110. All right, next game.
Texas State, Bobcats, UTSA Roadrunners. Jose's UTSA Roadrunners.
Over the total. I don't see where the point stops in this game. I was concerned about Texas State's offense. They lost a good quarterback, Jordan McLeod, from last year's team. But boy, Brad Jackson looked great. They scored on almost every possession against Eastern Michigan. I still have concerns about UTSA's defense. They lost a lot on that defensive side of the football from last year. But I like their offense. I like Owen McCown. I think Texas State is still vulnerable. Eastern Michigan was trading points with Texas State for that entire first half last week. So I think there's a lot of points. I know it's a high total, but over 65, minus 115, I think it gets over.
Over 65, minus 115. West Virginia Mountaineers, Ohio Bobcats.
I'm going to fade Rich Rod here. Ohio, a rare home game against a Power 4 conference team. West Virginia looked okay, but not great in their opener. And remember, they're still getting adjusted to Rich Rod. I was impressed with Ohio. I had to upgrade Ohio after what I saw from them against Rutgers. They moved the football up and down in that game against Rutgers defense. Parker Navarro, I think probably one of the best quarterbacks in the MAC for sure. Their offense looked very solid. I think they've got the offensive punt. Now, their defense is the question, right? And that's why I'm on the over here in this game as well. But I'm on Ohio plus the points in the over in this game. Ohio plus 3.5, minus 105, and over 60, minus 115.
You are in a business. Arkansas State Red Wolves, Arkansas Razorbacks.
There's another over because when you look at this game here, Jimmy, Arkansas is one of these teams that they do not shy away from keeping running up the score. It's a Bobby Petrino thing, who's the offensive coordinator. They do that against lesser teams. I know it's a little brother in-state team, Arkansas State, but I don't think they weren't a great defense last year. But I like Arkansas State's offense, and I like their quarterback, Jalen Rayner. He's been here for a long time. He's a very good quarterback, and his mobility, he's got athleticism. So I think they can put up some points on the board here as well. Arkansas will do the bulk of the scoring. I honestly leaned to laying the points with Arkansas. I actually did bet it, but I think the over might be the better bet because I did not like Arkansas's defense. Arkansas's defense actually let Bama A&M last week move the football on them. That's concerning, and I think this is going to be a much tougher offense to deal with. So I could see the Red Wolves getting on the board a little bit. Arkansas should score a ton, so over 62 minus 115.
Western Kentucky Hilltoppers at Toledo Rockets Glass Bowl.
I'm fading Toledo as a favorite. It's that simple. I get the money's poured in on Toledo, but here we go again with Toledo and Jason Candle laying points. He's terrible in this situation. This guy is not good as a favorite. He's worse as a double-digit favorite, but he just does not have a good long-term track record as laying points. I did not love the offense. Now, it was Kentucky that they played on the road last week, but I didn't love what I saw from their offense. I didn't love what I saw in the trenches from them, Toledo, last week. And Western Kentucky, I think we talked about this team in week 0 when they played Sam Houston State. One of my winners way back then was the over in that Sam Houston Western Kentucky game. We talked about how the quarterback and the OC have come here to Western Kentucky together as a package deal. Maverick McIver, his OC Rick Bowie from Abilene Christian, and how this offense could really take off and be good right away. I think it's now moved too far. And the fact now I can get 7 in the hook with Western Kentucky, I will take it. Western Kentucky plus 7.5 minus 115. And I'll also take over 58.5 minus 115. Western Kentucky overs until I stop winning for me.
And our last spot on the board here with Ian Cameron, star of the Hitting the Books YouTube channel, alongside Connor Mack. UCLA Bruins shell-shocked after the beating that they received from Utah at the UNLV Rebels Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada.
This one, I think I'm going to buy in on a low price here. UCLA minus 2.5, minus 110. I really think highly of Utah. I do not downgrade UCLA as much as I upgrade Utah for last week. Utah could be really damn good. I love the addition of Devin Dampier and his OC from New Mexico, and they looked awesome, last week. I definitely think that UCLA ran into a potential buzzsaw, and I think there's a step down for UCLA, a winnable game for them. A better defense for Nico Iamaleava to face than Utah. Utah could have a pretty damn good defense, too, this year from what I saw last week. And I think there's a manageable matchup for Nico here in this game. What am I going to say about UNLV? They played a horrific Sam Houston team. They're terrible, Sam Houston, I think. I've seen them twice now, and they've looked terrible both games. Phil Longo, I don't think, was a good hire. And then they barely escaped Idaho State when we were at Woodbine the first game. So from that standpoint, how good is UNLV? I'm not convinced they're that great. I still worry about their defense. So I like UCLA here, minus 2.5, minus 110. And I'm actually going to get in on this over as well. 54.5, minus 115 on the over as well. I think UCLA's offense has their get-right spot here. You go from UCLA's defense to this UNLV defense, I think they look a lot better moving the football.
I love both those spots. I was thinking of just focusing on UCLA team total over, but I love both of those spots. Let's review Bobano's quick hits. North Texas minus 9.5. Texas State UTSA over 65 at minus 115. Ohio Bobcats plus 3.5 at minus 105, and the over 60 in West Virginia, Ohio. USF plus 18 and the over 55.5 in South Florida, Florida Gators. Over 62 in Arkansas State, Arkansas. Western Kentucky plus 7.5 at minus 115 and the over 58.5 in Western Kentucky, Toledo. And UCLA minus 2.5 and the over 54.5. That adds on to James Madison plus 14.5 at minus 108. Virginia plus 3 at minus 118 and the over 53.5. UConn plus 7 at minus 120. Baylor plus 3 and the over 63.5 in Baylor, SMU. And Navy minus 20.5 and the over 58.5. Bobano, spectacular job.
I want to add one. I just realized on my games list, there was a game I didn't have on there that I wanted on there, and I want this pick on the record because I really like it. It's another over. It's Missouri State Marshall. over 55 minus 120. Missouri State could be really bad on defense. Now, I know Jaden Maiava and the USC offense could be really good, but still, they give up 73 points, 600 yards. And I knew the Missouri State defense was the issue for them, the concern going into this year. But they got lit up. They got just absolutely torched. And the first thought is, we're going to be looking for overs in Missouri State games until further notice. But I like their offense. Jacob Clark's a very experienced quarterback. He's put up big numbers in the FCS ranks in the past. Of course, this is their first year as a FBS program in college football, Missouri State. And I think they've got the defense to bounce back against. Marshall is starting over. They lost everyone from last year. They lost their coach, Charles Huff. Defense got ripped by Georgia last week. The defense, I think, should be much easier for Missouri State's offense. I think they bounce back. But and Marshall's offense, led by Del Rio Wilson, the Syracuse transfer, I think they'll get back on track. They only scored 7 last week, but that was against Georgia on the road, one of the best teams in the country. I think Marshall's offense gets going, and they want to play fast, too. Their offensive coordinator is Rod Smith, former offensive coordinator with Jacksonville State under Rich Rod. And we know how fast the tempo was for Jacksonville State's offense. So they want to play fast. I think they get back on track offensively. It's two teams that struggled offensively against much better defenses last week and teams. So I think now that they face each other, the offenses get going. Weather looks like it's going to be fine in Huntington, West Virginia on Saturday. So over 55 minus 120 there, Missouri State, Marshall.
Spectacular job, Ian. Thank you for staying long with us. I apologize for keeping you long, but thank you so much. Please,
I make these bets sound like they make sense when I speak. Now we need them to go into
cash.
Action.
Now we need them to cash. Please tell everybody what's going on at the Hitting the Books YouTube channel.
Connor Mack and yours truly, every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, college football Hitting the Books show. And, of course, MLB shows as well, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for the rest of the regular season. We'll figure out what we're going to do during the playoffs because there's only a couple of games. But we probably have limited shows during the playoffs, but we'll figure that out at a later date. But make sure you check it out. Subscribe to the Hitting the Books channel. And, yes, I will be on NFL Pub Hub on Sunday, and I will be on the Monday Night Football stream for the first half of Vikings-Bears. Good luck, Jimmy. Good luck to everyone in the chat. We'll see you next week.
There he is, Ian Cameron. Please support him on X at Bobano Bets, and please subscribe to the Hitting the Books YouTube channel. We hit hard and we hit a lot of games in football. It is time to switch from the gridiron to the diamond. And I'm pumped up, man. I thought we did a really nice job reading the card yesterday. Yes, it took a very long time. And we don't need to worry about that today because it's just 6 games. How long can it take? But most importantly, the man I will be capping the card with is celebrating his birthday today. The backbone of the operation here at Pub Sports Radio, and a very easy friend for us to celebrate. So let's do exactly that. And welcome on his 28th birthday. He thinks, he's not certain, our friend Jose Bouquett. Happy birthday, buddy. How are you?
Hello. Thank you. I'm doing well. Jimmy, you know this, as I am disappointing to meet in person. I am not the most social person ever. I do not like celebrating myself. Compliments make me want to set myself on fire. So I have to set that all aside, and I'll say thank you to the nice words. I appreciate everyone. Shout out to Nasty Nate, who sent me $20 for an alcoholic beverage this morning, which was very funny.
What a guy.
So shout out to Nasty Nate as well. But yeah, ready to attack the card. I had a losing day yesterday, but I'm glad that Jimmy, it feels like the last 2 weeks, every day I've had a losing day, but you've just been killing the MLB. I'm like, you know what? That's the only joy I can take from this right now.
I did get destroyed on Friday. I mean, let's not, I mean,
I did. Yeah, we both did. Yeah.
I mean, I was up at 18.5 units, and then when the day was over, I was at 11 units. It was extremely costly. And then I didn't bet any baseball. Like I just took that beating, and that's something that has worked for me. If you're going to take a beating, you don't need just to, I mean, in a real fight, you jump back up as fast as you can, but with capping, I think I just needed some time. I really loved the way we capped the card yesterday, though. I felt like the angles, although were painstakingly long, they worked.
Yeah. There was a lot of good reading, just some shitty bets and some shitty luck. Like, the Pirates team total losing and then winning outright is hilarious and stupid. The Braves game was dumb. of course. And then we don't have to talk about the team in New York. That's a fucking pack of fraud jokes.
But even that, like I figured out how to not lose my shirt on that one. But Braxton Ashcraft taking everybody to the full count, loading the bases in the first 3 innings was so much fun to watch. I mean, that's just that. I really like that young pitcher.
And again, by the way, we're on the verge of yet another 3-game Pirates sweep of the Dodgers when I've bet them every game, which is hilarious to see. So we'll see how this game unfolds today. But what a funny ass fucking series team matchup these two teams are.
Yeah, it sucks that the team total, because I all I had was first 3 plus 110 and the first 5 plus a half. But you got me set up perfectly for the Guardians first 5 plus a half. You basically put that money in my pocket, and you did again with the Colorado team total over. So
yeah, that's the happiness I can take from this. Like I'm helping fund Ella and Carter's future university fund.
You're keeping the family together. You're keeping the family together.
I'm gonna lose mine slowly, but god damn it, I'm keeping Jimmy together.
I love it. I love it. And getting a lot of love from the press the wrong button there. Let me getting a lot of love from the cappers in the chat, and it is richly deserved here. Will John says my birthday is Sunday. I think I'm gonna put in the biggest bet of my life, and Taint is in. Taint is in. Swiggy joined us with that Rockies team total over. I felt sick backing Herman Marquez. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I actually was in a situation for a monster day, but the 9-5 I will take very happily. And now I'm so ready to attack. I really felt like I needed it. Joey DFS in the house. We have just my 2 cents in the house. Sky saying Brew Crew today. Joey DFS planted flag for UFC. Bolajai Oki.
I know that motherfucker Joey DFS has been smashing these planted flag fighters too. They're like the last time I checked, he's won like 6 in a row. They were all dogs. He lost one and came back and kept winning again. So shout out to Joey DFS, who I have now that start for later.
Yeah, man. I mean, Joey DFS was just calling in when the show started, right? But winner after winner after winner, they're like, we need this guy on screen. And he has just delivered and delivered. Ronnie Crawford, spreadsheet play today is Tampa. We got Taint play today, which is the Astros. We got a lot to talk about. So let's go forth, my friend. Capping the card on Jose's 28th birthday. Let's roll. 4:10 p.m. Eastern's where we get started. Freddie Peralta, good God, 4 straight scoreless starts. Is he not spectacular?
Crazy.
At American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, these Phillies 80-59, 35-36 on the road. Brewers 86-54, 46-25 at home. That was another thing you nailed. You absolutely nailed the Brewers yesterday.
Sickening.
Your capping is going right. Your betting is not.
Yeah.
And I've been in that situation many times. And it's not the worst. It's way worse when your capping's way off.
Yeah.
Like you can fix this. You can figure this out. You just got to stay focused, keep doing what you're doing, and keep attacking. It is crucial to keep attacking. Ranger Suarez going up against Freddie Peralta. Suarez 10-6, 3.02 ERA, 1.17 WHIP, 124 strikeouts in 131 innings with 10 home runs allowed. His last start, 5 innings, 10 hits, 1 earned run, 2 Ks, 1 walk, and a 3-0 win at home over the Braves. And that was 3 straight home starts. And I want to fade a pitcher after 3 straight home starts. The problem is that Suarez is being spectacular on the road this year. 9 road starts. He's allowed 15 earned runs.
Venezuelan grit.
Say what, buddy?
That's Venezuelan grit right there, Jimmy.
Oh, yes. And man, you got Trump right outside the Venezuelan waters right now, man.
I know, it's fucked up, man. You guys are attacking my peoples now? Fuck.
Yeah. It took out 12 of them yesterday.
You guys wouldn't let the fucking Little League World Series team in without some bitching and complaining. Now this? God damn.
Yeah.
We're trying to make the fucking World Cup for the first time too tonight. I've got the biggest soccer match of my life that I've got to follow on ESPN's fucking app now. That's shit. Because obviously there's no fucking channel that's going to televise Argentinian versus Venezuelan soccer today. Fuck. So it's hard beating me, Jimmy. It's hard.
Oh, well, we're going to get to see it in full luster tonight on our NFL live stream. So against lefties, you can't hit Suarez. And righties have a 258 average, but an OPS under 700. He's just a hell of a pitcher. Now, last start, he allowed 10 hits. He was very fortunate to allow just one earned run. He couldn't get strikeouts either. I want to move on him against him, but that's a very difficult thing to do. And Freddie Peralta, 4 straight scoreless starts. We're going to get our 5th straight scoreless starts. In 14 home starts, Freddie Peralta's allowed 16 earned runs. In 9 road starts, Suarez allowed 15 earned runs. These pitchers are pitching spectacularly well. What is the problem? The Phillies are hitting righties incredibly well last 30 days. 290 with an 843 OPS. And the Brewers are hitting lefties very well. 264 with a 748 OPS. And it doesn't matter if you're hitting from the left side or the right side. It is hard to hit Freddie Peralta. Both bullpens pitching very well as well. Let's get into the line history here for this one, Jose, and see how you attack our first game of 6 on the board. After this, we have Brizzy and Justin Mcelvy for WNBA. We have Freddie Peralta and the Brew Crew at -125. As you perfectly stated yesterday, the market just doesn't understand how good the Brewers are. To think that they would be lukewarm favorites with their best pitcher arguably on the mound, statistically their best pitcher on the mound, for a team that's 21 games over 500, and they're just a lukewarm favorite against a very good road pitcher in a team that's 1 game under 500 on the road is nuts. It's nuts, and it takes cappers that really believe in their action to say, I don't care if the line doesn't move. I don't care if it opened up in a fishy spot. This is the best baseball team playing right now, and I'm going to back them every day. TJ was doing that, and he reaped the rewards. This total opened up at 8. Why would it open up at 8 with pitchers of this caliber? Now it's a 7.5. So it was 8 juice to the under. Now it's 7.5 juice to the over. You can still get that. The 8 juice, pay for the 8 if you want under it, or pay for the over 7.5 if you want over it. And then when we get to the cash flow, Jose, for our first game on the board, come on, here we go. We have 55% of the tickets and 59% of the cash on the Phillies. God, the Phillies first 5. I was thankful to catch the over 5 on my 2 of my first 5 losses. The Mariners -0.5 and the Phillies. I was lucky enough to cash the overs in those games. 1 first 5, 1 full game. On the total here, we have 81% of the tickets on the under, 92% of cash on the under. Here we go. Turnbuckle Tommy on the over 8. Turnbuckle Tommy on the over 8. And Kong's Clip says, you know where I'm at, Jimmy. Give me Peralta strikeouts over. Lodolo and Peralta for Kong's Clips. I mean, he's just cashing and cashing and cashing. So why stop? Why stop if the money keeps rolling in? Turnbuckle Tommy says Brewers bats have great numbers against Suarez. They own him. Despite owning him, he's not on the Brewers. I mean, it's just crazy. It's the development of the capping for me. Because 10, 12 years ago, I would just be like, I don't care. I'm going to bet him every day. And, look how good I'm doing. And now I'm like, thinking too hard. Take it away for us, Jose Bouquett, Phillies, Brewers.
Yeah, it like you said, it takes a lot of capper with a lot of conviction to bet the Brewers here. And that's the only side I could get to. I am lacking that conviction, honestly. I do lean over with Turnbuckle Tommy here as well. We're gonna go through this card obviously, and we're gonna break down every game, and we'll see how much action I have. Because I don't have anything written down yet, so I'm excited to see how it all unfolds for me. But if I don't have like any action, then the Brewers will probably be on my card, because like why would the books move this line if they're getting more bets and money on the Phillies. Like I'm sure like they're thrilled with that because this is the Milwaukee Brewers and the the supercomputers and such. I guess can't compute that the Brewers lineup is as good as it is. Because you look at the lineup and you just see like, oh God, Sal Frelick, great, Christian Yelich and William Contreras and all those guys. So I think the Brewers win again here, honestly, and it's shocking to me how just weird this team is with the line and the market and everything. So Brewers might be on my card. I just need to figure it out at the end of the show.
I mean, how I want to bet the first 3 under 2. What is keeping me off of it is the way these offenses are rolling right now. Do you think it's fair to be afraid of an under? Tariq B's on the under 4.5, and I get it. Coin saying Milwaukee first is a half more expensive first 5. Let's go over the price difference here. Full game, and this is at a public book in 365. Oh man, it's gonna screw with me again. Okay, I'm gonna. God damn it! This site's been messing for a lot of people. Here we go. I got first 5 right now. We have the Brewers at -130, and then full game. God, I'm gonna switch over here. It's causing me problems. I'm gonna have to switch off here. Let's see if I can get this going, and then. Okay, that's screwing up. Pissed me off. They're more expensive. 5 cents more expensive. Jose, should I be concerned about this offense and stay off the first 3 under 2, or is this a playoff type game and should be bet accordingly?
I think first time through the order, I think you could be fine with how good these guys are. So I'd lean under. By the way, the first 3 over that we saw yesterday, or we were talking about yesterday, in Arizona, whatever the fuck, Texas, easy under. I mean, the game was 2-0 or whatever it ended up at. So that was very interesting. The one that was -140, we were shocked.
Yeah,
so something to keep in mind for today. But I'd lean under in first 3 under. But I still think like after the second time seeing Ranger Suarez, I think the Brewers backs can get to him.
Big shout out to our guy Justin Mcelvy gifting a Pub Sports Radio membership. Thank you, Justin, and to our friend the Gorky Ninkovsky with
That's a great nickname.
It is a great nickname. It was not. It was created by the chat. I did not come up. Well, they said Gorkical, and I was like, okay, I can edit that and fix that pretty quickly. Gorkle is where we go. But Salisbury, he's got a 3-player tennis parlay, a men's doubles U.S. Open parlay, and Saskatchewan, Hamilton, Calgary on the money line for the Gorkle. And thank you, big thank you to Justin for the gifting the Pub Sports Radio membership there.
Yes, by the way, sign up for the fucking Cappers contest, you scallywags. Because I'm out here, I'm coming for scalps this year. There's no nonsense. I'm coming for the top. I will make all of my selections this year again. 1 year run end of doing it, going to be 2 years this year.
I'm excited to hear that you will be making all of these bets. And it breaks my heart that the hardest we've ever seen Peter laugh was when he saw that you had 4 picks in on the final week of the season.
Yeah, it hurts my feelings thinking about it every day.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
And trust me, I do think about it often.
I don't know how I would stay off of the. I guess the off. I mean, let's run through the fatigue of the bullpens, because is this a first 3 under and full game under? It feels sort of like it is.
Let me refresh real quick here. The Milwaukee Brewers. So I have to keep scrolling for these sons of bitches. Sorry. There we go. Abner Uribe, 18 pitches yesterday. Koenig, 13 pitches. Those are their closer and setup man. I don't think Uribe will be available today. I'll be interested to see what they do. Close game, I'm sure, maybe, but we'll see. Koenig, same thing. 13 pitches. I expect him to be a little more available than Uribe. We'll see. But that leaves Nick Mears, hasn't thrown in 2 days. Aaron Ashby threw 17 yesterday. Tobias Myers, Rob, I can't even begin to say his last name because there's 2 Z's and 2 Y's in there. Craig Yoho and Joel Piumps. And Eric Fetty is in this bullpen, which I am learning for the first time.
Yes, Eric Fetty is back from whence. JW Phillies money line, cash it. An AEOD in the house. Justin McCovey says this game might stay under, but Brewers get at least 4 runs. Peralta is allergic to giving up runs, so I can see the under. It looks like at least a first 3 under for me. I think I stopped there. With 91% of the cash, it hasn't even moved a quarter of a run in my estimation. A heavily juiced under 8 to a heavily juiced over 7.5. Is that a quarter of a run? Possibly. Let's roll on to game 2 here on the board. Shout out to Lamont Williams, Philly Eagle, Flyer, Matty Ice. Let's roll. Grant Clarkson. We have the LA Dodgers, 78-61, 33-35 on the road. At the Pittsburgh Pirates, 63-77, 41-30 at home. We are in wow. Are they 41-30 at home? God. I guess they're only 14 games under 500 overall. I guess they're not that horrific on the road. PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have Blake Snell and Paul Skeens and rain. Rain is an issue. We have our guy Justin McCelvy's got tickets to this game. Looking here at Swish, it looks like this game will go. But there is rain, especially early, and it just peters out. So I imagine if at worst comes to worst, they push this game an hour. 6.2 miles per hour out to left field. 67 Fahrenheit, feels like 66. Let's get into the ballpark, pal, and see what we are dealing with here at PNC. Minus 1% homers. So it's plus 4% overall. Minus 1% homers, plus 19% doubles and triples, and minus 5% singles. Blake Snell and Paul Skeens. We have the total here at 7. It's minus 117 to the under. This opened up minus 105 to the under. 13 cents of... Oh, no, it opened up plus 105 to the under. Wow. At that time, it was minus 120 to the over. I thought that was minus 105. Wow. So we've had a monstrous 23-cent move to the under. A very big one here. On the money line, we have Pittsburgh at plus 109. Plus 109. They opened up at plus 112. The Dodgers have gone from minus 124 to minus 118. And when we get to the cash flow for this one, 60% of the tickets and 78% of cash are on Pittsburgh. 87% of tickets and 84% cash on the under. We now have 95% of cash on the under in Philly, Milwaukee, and that total's barely moving. We have 84% of the cash on the under here, and this line is moving heavily towards the under. There's our guy, Sky Dragon, in the house. Coin says, look at this Pittsburgh first 5 money line difference, 35 cents. Ron Crawford on the under, 3.5, first 5. So, Blake Snell, 3-3, 2.41 ERA, 1.37 whip, 38 Ks over 37 and 30s, allowed 3 home runs in those 37 and a third innings. Last start, 3-0 loss at home versus the Diamondbacks. That's when he went up against Zach Gallen, 5 and a third, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 8 Ks, but 3 walks. On the road this year, he's had 2 starts. He's gone 12 innings. He's allowed 5 earned runs, 11 hits, and 2 homers, 13 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Opponent's hitting 275 against them. Righty's hitting 245, 727 against them. We have Skeens coming off the 4-2 win at the Red Sox. That was against Tolley. That was must-watch TV. That guy's got so much character. I mean,
I will run through a brick wall for Peyton Tolley. I mean, I'm mustached because of Peyton Tolley right now. So
the guy just seems like just quality. It seems like a really real quality young ball player. Skeens last start pitched very well and got the win, but they weren't winning after 5, and that's where everybody bet him. At home, he started 13 games and he's allowed 15 earned runs. He's spectacular. Dodgers are now starting to hit with a bit of power, 239, 764 OPS. The Pirates aren't hitting lefties, 199, 646 OPS, and both bullpens have struggled. Troy Torrance says the database says under in both Brewers and Pirates. Here we go. Mr. Bouquett, take it away. Our next spot on the board, a marquee matchup between Skeens and Snell.
Yeah, I mean, again, Jimmy, this team has been my bread and butter, I guess. It's funny, you were right the other day when you were like, this team made you very popular or whatever. Like, the thing that people tell me about like the most, they're like, oh my God, I remember when you did this. The two things are the first year when we were shucking and jiving and the mustache being going whatever and shaving my mustache that year. And then the second one was betting on the Pirates to sweep the fucking Dodgers and them doing it. Shout out to my guy Marcano, who they gave the heave ho out of the fucking league.
Gambler.
Yeah, gambler. Shout out to my guy. I have his jersey still.
Where is he?
Who knows? Who knows? Probably back in Venezuela because he's not allowed in this country now. So no, I don't know. I shout out to him because I'd love to have him on the show one day and just get his picks, But who am I not to bet the Pirates again here yet again? I bet him twice. I'll be on him a third time. Do I love betting the Pirates when I had such value at like plus 150 back-to-back times? Now I'm getting them at plus 108. No. Do I like backing Paul Skeens in general? No. He's been a guy I've been fading because I think there's more value in that. But there's a bunch of bets and money. Shockingly enough, the sharp bets are on the Pirates, seemingly. The line's moving towards the Pirates. Give me the Pirates.
The Pirates here for Jose. Venezuelan Pittsburgh Pirates do not have a rich history.
Oh, no.
Well,
Is there another one? Is it Pedro Alvarez Venezuelan? I don't think so. I think he's DR. Who's the other one?
Does Felipe the Nightmare Vasquez ring a bell?
No. Please enlighten me.
Come on. He doesn't ring a bell?
No. What'd he do?
You can look it up on your own time, man. You can look it up.
I guess I'll look it up right now.
Oh, it's yeah.
What was his last name?
Vasquez. Felipe the Nightmare Vasquez.
The Nightmare must be pretty important in that, huh?
Actually, I didn't even know his nickname was the Nightmare, but it does add to the story.
Did this guy play from 2015 to 2019?
He was the best closer in the Major League Baseball 4 years ago. I'm shocked that it's not ringing a bell at this point.
Well, no, there's another Felipe Vasquez. Is this the Pirates guy?
Yep.
Yeah, does not ring a bell.
Okay.
But it does have his nickname as the Nightmare.
That's good. You've blocked him out. You've blocked him out. That's smart.
Thank you.
Smart. What did you get the Pirates at?
Ah, Jesus. I just found out what he did. God damn it, Felipe. You're making us all look bad, you son of a bitch. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Fucking R. Kelly type shit here. I got him at plus 108. Embarrassing, Felipe.
The Pirates at plus 108, Justin. Pirates at plus 108 here for Jose. Blake Snell is going to relish the opportunity to go up against Skeens. If we like these two pitchers very much, would we have any concern if this game is pushed an hour?
I don't think so. I think Paul Skeens is adult enough now to deal with it.
Let's go through the weather expectation here.
My concern about the under is it just being so kind of obvious. Best pitchers on the mound, lowest total under. 87% of the bet, 84% of the money on the under.
It's moved heavily though.
Has it? I haven't looked.
Yeah, no, it's moved heavily. Now Troy likes both of these unders. And
wow.
Coin says Philly's money line just got hit.
The place where you the guy that sets the lines has a 6.5.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes, the anonymous gambler. Pirates plus 108 for Jose. And the price difference, I want to see if I can get this to work now, and I can. Plus 105 full game here at 365 for the Pirates, and minus 125 for them first five.
Yeah, I feel like I maybe should have bet them first five. Just looking at the bullpen fatigue here, I will be interested to see how they get through that. There it is. I'll keep clicking on the wrong tab. Dennis Santana and Isaac Madsen are their closers. Closer setup man. Both have gone back-to-back days. Dari Moreta went yesterday, or excuse me, the day before yesterday. And we had Mike Burrows, who fought valiantly for us. Thank you, Mike Burrows. And Evan Sissick, who also threw yesterday. So that leaves Cam Sanders, who was in AAA 4 days ago. That leaves Johan Ramirez, hasn't thrown in 3 days. That leaves Colin Holderman, who hasn't thrown in 3 days. Colin Holderman, the owner of a 7.89 ERA this year in 97 innings pitched this year. So maybe I need to evaluate my first five choice there. But yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I will be on the Pirates first five.
I don't know if it makes me feel better yet. Oh my God, they're minus 130 first five. What the fuck?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I need to send a text message to my bookie now to fucking cancel the bet.
Oh God!
And I'm gonna fucking bet the first five right now.
Oh man, that is something that is not allowed from my local. And to hear him laugh, I remember I was with Derek Seguin, and Derek called in to cancel a bet, and I could just hear them laughing. Doesn't work like that. All right, let's.
Well, Jimmy, I'm in for first five minus 130, and the text message has been sent.
You're getting a lot of love from the chat. Rich H here. Sky Dragon says, "I hope Skeens gets lit up. He wants that for your birthday present."
Fucking Sky Dragon, what a dick! I've been helping Sky Dragon with his fantasy baseball team in the last week, and he treats me like that. I mean, he's obviously going against him in that fucking final, I'm sure. But
and
son of a bitch.
Shout out to MMA Mad Hatter, who will be competing in the Cappers contest, which we will be talking about throughout every one of our shows here. By
the way, speaking of the Cappers contest, as of 3 minutes ago, the lines just dropped on Circa.
Oh, beautiful.
Something that sticks out to me, Colts and Dolphin is a pick'em now.
Good.
On there. The Bucks are -2 against the Falcons, which I missed, by the way. I hate that that is now.
No, it's gonna help. It's gonna help.
The Ravens -1, which is crazy.
I expect to be on that.
Yeah, so those are all I think those are the ones that have really changed off the top of my head that I'm scrolling around here. I think the Giants were 8, right? Were they 8?
No.
Okay.
No, the Giants opened up at 6.5. Okay, it didn't last there for long. Went down to 6.
Okay, then I guess I'm thinking of the Cowboys. I don't know, but yes, the line just dropped, so they'll be up on our website. Give it like 20 minutes, I guess. Oh, actually, never mind. Swig already has them up. That's how fast it goes.
Yes, Ron. No entry for us as a group this year. We just didn't get enough people supporting it last year, and if more people talk about it throughout the year, maybe we can ask Jeff to do it again next year. But we need more than 15 to 20 people voting. So
we also might be just better at the Survivor.
No, we were moving in the right direction. We were top 1,000 last year.
That's not good enough. We fucking Joe Public half of our picks.
That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Let's roll on, Jose. But I expect to be on the first 3 under 2 in Phillies, Milwaukee. The first 3 under 2, but I might not be on that one. That one is lukewarm. The first 3 under 2 in LA, Pittsburgh, and the Pirates' first 5. We roll on 7:35 p.m. Eastern. The Cleveland Guardians 69-69, 34-36 on the road. At the Tampa Bay Rays 70-69, 37-33 at home. All of a sudden, the Rays are over 500. George,
Yippee.
Well, they could get hot. No one in the AL East playing that well.
No, the Red Sox just lost their best player, so.
Yeah, you said he's a top 100 player in the league, right? Roman Anthony?
No, top 10.
George M. Steinbrenner Field in Tampa, Florida. Logan Allen going up against Ryan Pepio. Ryan Pepio.
Already better than Vladdy.
Way better. And Mike Trout had a better career than Ken Griffey Jr., right?
Yeah, he's on the way.
Oh, is this the way?
He's not done yet. He's not done yet.
Oh,
you heard why, Time. He's got one knee. He's got a skin infection now. He's playing with fucking man-eating virus on him.
Ugh. Take a long nap. That's what he needs. But he is Wine Time's favorite player. So I don't want to.
Wow.
The Rays opened up at minus 145. They're now minus 155. 10 cents of movement towards Pepio, who's pitched 150 innings this year, the 28-year-old. We have a total of 8.5, minus 116 to the under. This opened up at 8.5, and it moved to 8 at 8:52 a.m., and it stayed there. Now, it wasn't the most legit 8, plus 103 to the under and minus 116 to the over. It's basically still there. You can get an 8.5. Under 8.5 minus 116 to the under, or an over 8 minus 116 to the over. So it's basically still there. But what is facts is there's been a big move to the under. There's been 18 cents of movement towards this under from the opening line. Get to the money line here. We have Pepio and, I did that, 10 cents movement from minus 145 to minus 155. That wasn't the high water mark. Got it to minus 158. It was also minus 140 at 9:02 a.m. That's some sharp action there. Let's get to the cash flow here for the Rays and the Guardians. The Guardians' first 5 plus a half was just, you set it up for me on a tee, and we abused it. 57% of the tickets are on the Rays. 82% of the cash is on the Guardians, and yet we've had this move towards the Rays. 78% of tickets on the under and 68% of cash on the over, and yet we've had a big move on the under and our friend Ron Crawford. So we have 2 of our specialty plays of the day here. We have Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day, and we have the pig milk play of the day. Let's start with Ron. Spreadsheet play of the day is the Rays minus 1. And for me, this is my moment of zen. What can go wrong when I'm watching the Pig Milk Play of the Day video? Pig Milk Play of the Day is Kwan. Stephen Kwan over 1.5 total bases at plus 155 for our friend Billy Friedrich. God, that blonde's nuts. Buy me another drink. I like to fuck. Pepio, 158 innings this year. Coming off a 4-1 win at the Nationals. 5 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, 6 Ks, 3 walks at home. 14 starts, 30 earned runs, which is pretty good. It is a pretty good 220 opponents batting average. This is a tough ballpark to throw in. Let's take a look at the weather here for George M. Steinbrenner Field. 84 Fahrenheit, feels like 87, 3.8 miles per hour in. It gets up to 4.9 miles per hour in. Jose,
Jimmy,
we had Spooner talking about this ballpark right off the beginning of the year and broke it down heavy, and it was fascinating. It was a new ballpark for us to cap, even though it is the exact same ballpark as in the Bronx, but it plays so differently. And now, when we realized how the wind starts blowing in so heavy at night, and as the temperatures cool down, or at least as the start of the year when the temperatures were cold, we were cashing unders left, right, and center. It appears that could happen again. It could happen again, and not everybody realizing that the drastic change. Look at Steinbrenner Field. It's still plus 20% homers, but it's minus 2% doubles and triples and minus 5% singles. Sorry, minus 2% doubles and triples and minus 3% singles. So it's just plus 5% overall, which is a huge difference from what it was. The Rays don't hit lefties, 234, 665 OPS. The Guardians aren't hitting righties at all. They're the worst in Major League Baseball right now, 207, 590 OPS. So, Logan Allen, I don't know why he didn't start yesterday. Do you know why?
I do not. No, I don't have a. No.
So, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks, 3 walks, and a 5-4 win at home versus Mariners. We thought he was going to play or pitch yesterday. On the road, he's had 11 starts. He's allowed 30 earned runs. His numbers have improved on the road. 54 hits over 54 in the third. Opponents hitting 263 against him. Shout out to my guy, True Allah, 4th and 1 entertainment. We also got Roger that in the house. So, obviously, you can hear in my voice, I probably want an under in this one as well. Jose Bouquett, take it away.
Yeah, no, you convinced me. The only thing that's a little worrisome is where did I lost it? 80% of the bets on the under, 67% of the money on the over. It is the only concerning thing for me in that game. The juice has flipped from the over to the under at like Penny, for example. Was a 8.5 minus 117, even got down to an 8 at one point. Came back up pretty quickly. Actually, not even that quickly. At like noon today, got back up. So that's very interesting. And where we used to play poker, same deal. All the juice was on the over, now juice to the under here. So I'll pack my bags and jump on board the under train here. Cleveland, their numbers are going to be a little inflated against lefties too, and they're still going to be bad. Because they had one just like Garrett Crochet just throwing up cock balls and just hit like 3 home runs in 1 inning and tied the game during bankroll blitz. I was like, what the fuck just happened? But I don't expect that to, happen very often. So
I still want to gravitate towards just the first 3 under, unless I double down. I still am concerned about the back end of the Guardians bullpen. Should I not be?
It's tough to say, honestly. I'll tell you the rankings or the ERA from the 17th to today here. Cleveland is pretty average, 420, but a 383 FIP. Bullpen usage, where are they? I mean, they didn't have to use anyone big yesterday because they had an easy breezy day. Eric Sabrowski and Jakob Yunis went. Everyone else had the day off. Cade Smith, Hunter Gaddis. Hunter Gaddis blew a save, or I guess blew a game, not yesterday, but the day before. So I think these guys will be ready to go bullpen wise. Doesn't mean that the back end is going to shut down the door for you, but it was interesting. So I'm going to bet the under though.
The issue is that the ballpark becomes more run suppressing as the game goes on, which we talked about early in the season, which is why you had to bet full game unders. A big shout out to AM who just signed up for the Cappers contest and Stacks play of the day number 2 here. Junior Caminero over 1.5 bases. Oh, no, sorry. RBI. Junior Caminero RBI at plus 110 for our guy, Justin Mcelvy.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Huh. Okay. I'm just trying to decide whether or not I should double up. That's all. And I think I probably should. The Guardians are traveling into Tampa Bay. It's not like a long trip from Boston. And Tampa Bay had these high-scoring games against the Mariners. We saw 13 runs yesterday. We were on the over. Huh. Okay. And we have Roger that on Pepio on the side here. And I'm so focused on the total. The side could very likely be the way to bet this. Spreadsheet play of the day on the -1. We have 57% of the tickets and 43% of the tickets and 82% of the cash on the Guardians, and lines moving away from the Guardians. Wager Detective on Guardians money line. Okay, Nate, we'll figure that out. We'll stay in touch. Stay in touch about that. We'll figure it out. But obviously, if you can't get your picks in, we'll get you the cash back. Don't ever worry about that. And Wager Detective on the Guardians money line. The idea is this: it's that this is too big of an opening line. The Rays should not be this big of a favorite, or the Guardians should not be this big of a dog.
I agree with that.
And that doesn't make me say, oh, I have value on the Guardians. That makes me say, I respect the books. And the Rays being put at this big of a favorite spot, and all the money coming in on the Guardians, and this line gets even bigger. So I'm going to have to add the Rays -1 and join the spreadsheet play of the day. I could have a lot invested in this game, which I don't know if I want, but
I'm on the under 8.5, though, -115.
And the under 8.5 for Jose at -115. I think it is a triple. I think I'm gonna have a lot of action here today, which is fine. You take what the league gives you. Take what the league gives you. Kong says, "Are we going to race today for the free entry since there is a game tonight?" That's up to you guys. That's totally up to you guys. Why don't we put a little poll together, Jose? That's definitely up to you guys. And JW says you got me to flip with that logic. Raise it is. That's the way I've been looking at baseball this year. It's changed for me. It's this year, instead of focusing all on the line movement, the focus has changed on look at that opening line. What does that tell you? Well, it tells sharp gamblers that line doesn't make sense. My numbers tell me that the Guardians should not be this big of a dog, so they bet the Guardians, and the books say, thank you. Thank you. And if you want to tell your friends to bet the Guardians, we'll give them an even bigger line. Let's roll on. 7:40 p.m. Eastern, we have the Los Angeles Angels, 66-73, 32-38 on the road to the Kansas City Royals, 70-69, 37-34 at home. We're at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Let's get into the weather here in KC. 78 Fahrenheit, feels like 79, 7.4 miles per hour to center, dies down at 5.2 miles per hour. Let's get into the Ballpark Pals expectation of Kauffman Stadium. It's the most offensive ballpark today, plus 13% runs, minus 8% homers, plus 13% doubles and triples, and plus 13% singles. Hendricks and Noah Cameron on the hill. If Ron Crawford's still in the chat, I'd really like to hear what he thinks of Noah Cameron in this start after getting lit up by the White Sox. This is an Angels team that has a lot of power against left-handed bats because they can give you that all right-handed lineup. They're hitting 234 with a 773 OPS the last 30. The Royals versus righties, 267, 793 OPS. I mean, both of these lineups are hitting, which is something that could get me off of that Phillies Brewers first three under. The other ones are more appealing because their offenses are stagnant. These are not stagnant offenses. Royals bullpen pitching well, 3.29 ERA last 30 days, while the Angels bullpen last 30 days, 4.03 ERA. Hendricks 6-9, 4.89 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, coming off a brilliant start at Houston. Is that something he could put together? And we know from this guy that if you have a right-handed lineup that you can throw all right-handed bats at Hendricks, you're in business, and that is certainly not the case. I mean, Hendricks could see 3 right-handed bats. I mean, it'd be crazy for them to pull out that lineup with 6 left-handed bats, but righties are hitting 302 with an 862 OPS. Lefties just 232, 681. That's very interesting. You have an Angels team that's going to give you 9 right-handed bats to have a better chance against Noah Cameron. I mean, you start tilting it a little bit instead of saying, "Look, Noah Cameron is a huge pitching advantage. Noah Cameron is the Royals are going to dominate." You start looking deeper, and it evens out a little bit. Now, it doesn't fully even out. Let's see what this money line is. This money line is minus 147 for the Kansas City Royals. Open up minus 154. I think that's telling. If we sit here and see all of the money on the Kansas City Royals, and we don't, 60% of the tickets, 58% cash on the Royals, 80% tickets, 86% cash on the under. Oh, it worked. Beautiful. Nice, Nate. Thank you, buddy. We need you. Roger, that says, in the words of Ian Cameron, we don't go against teams with a win streak unless that streak stops. Yeah, those aren't my words, but it's very dangerous trying to catch a falling knife. It's cost me at times. Let's hear what Mr. Bouquett has to say about this spot. Angels, Royals, take it away.
Yeah, there's two games on the card that I just couldn't really crack my head on, and it was this game, and it's obviously probably our next game too. I was a little surprised at how big of a favorite the Royals were, honestly. I would guess, in my head, I would put them at minus 130, but I know the Angels are super bad. So I stayed off this game here, and I'm very interested to see what this game does totals-wise, because I do lean under in this game too, but I'm not going to be moving on anything official in this game.
Coin nailing it. No price difference for Kansas City first 5 in money line. This is not going to be easy bet, but I'm going to make it. Let me just go over Hendricks a little bit more, just so I can have enough faith in a first 5 plus a half or a first 3 plus a half.
Amari Cooper, by the way, retiring. Just said, fuck it. I don't want to play. he told the team he has no longer the desire to play at 10. He just said, you know what? I'm good, guys.
Oh, no.
Not for Geno Smith.
So he had these 3 home starts in a row. He looked terrible. I mean, the Astros lineup that he shut down is a right-heavy lineup. Something's up here. Okay, I'm going to be on the Angels either first 3 plus a half or first 5 plus a half. I imagine it's going to have to be first 5 plus a half. I mean, Angels are playing 6 games under 500 against, with a pitcher who allows 2 runs less over 9 innings. Don't you think they would be bigger favorites than this? The Royals would be, Jose?
I personally would have lined them at minus 130, minus 140. Royals here.
Even with the perceived advantage of Noah Cameron against Kyle Hendricks.
I mean, that's where I kind of get a little messed up in my line trying to gauge that perception, but I think that the Royals shouldn't be this big of a favorite, personally.
So you think the opening line is what's attracting people to the Angels? Because not one person in the chat's on the Angels.
Maybe, yeah, and then there's more people on the Royals betting them there, but it's slight, 60%, 58. But I guess I think the Royals are not the bet in this game either. So I'm right there with you. It's a little fishy to me that they're this big of a price. So I'd probably lean Angels, but if anything, gun to head here, it'd probably be the under.
Is it possible that Noah Cameron is dealing with arm fatigue? How many innings did he throw last year, and how many innings did he throw in the minors this year before he came up?
Noah Cameron, so he threw last year. Oh my God, they're making me fucking do math here. These sons of bitches. 128 innings last year.
Okay.
He is at 140 right now, 140 and 2/3. So it's kind of obvious. It's kind of tough to gauge it, but I'm sure there's in the next few starts for sure. Maybe if not this one, because it's still close, 130, 140. But I mean, I also think this is definitely the time of the year where teams start talking about like where are we going to, to vacation this summer. Like this is when the mental like shit starts to come in too. So I'm a little worried about the Angels in that aspect. Royals are only 2.5 games back of the Mariners. I'm shocked by that.
Yeah, isn't it wild watching them struggle? And thank you again for.
You'd be pissed if you bet those futures.
It's so funny because 2 weeks ago I was pissed that I didn't. It's just so wild. It's just, but yeah,
I don't know why they feel like they have everything in place and then it just doesn't just click.
the
Well, I
Rangers.
still don't want to play them.
The Rangers are a game and a half back.
Yeah, if only they could win the fucking division for my goddamn future. What a shame.
Okay, I'm very interested in the Angels. Turnbuckle Tommy on the Angels says Cameron got smoked last time out. I think arm fatigue is setting in, but he trusts Hendricks. He's a vet. He's got a big pitch mix. I think he keeps balls on the ground, and Angels pull off the win. It's funny because I don't trust him at all, but he's coming off of a good start, and he's going to face. They say there could be 6 left-handed bats, and so this is the type of situation that you want, and then you want the. Noah Cameron's a great young pitcher, but if you could set up a lineup to go up against him, you'd have 9 right-handed bats, and that's exactly what the Angels will have.
Yeah, and he also agrees with you saying that the Royals should be a bigger favorite.
All right. I like it. And no difference first 5. That's very appealing. Let's roll on. Next up, 7:40 p.m. Eastern with the Chicago White Sox 52-88, 22-46 on the road to the Minnesota Twins 62-77, 35-35 at home. We're at Target Field, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
By the way, Rob McMahon, shout out to him for signing up for the Cappers contest, and the Sports Investor, new name, at least for me, in the chat saying that Cameron's last start was on the 25th.
Oh, that's such a good point. And he's Sports Investor's been great. He's not been in the chat for long, but every time he talks, it's very, very, very interesting points. Wow, what a good point. I didn't even pick up on that.
So obviously was dealing with arm fatigue. They gave him the extra rest.
Wow.
We'll see here. Billy Friedrich mentioning that, Kyle Hendricks is pitching for his pension. So also that.
Wow. So
which I learned about recently.
They gave they've given Noah Cameron extra rest at times this year. So if we don't count the All-Star break necessarily as extra rest, but he had 8 days between starts there. And I guess no, that's not true. The All-Star game was on like the 10th. So no, so he had 6 days off between the All-Star breaks, came back, pitched well. Then he had 8 days off and got lit up. Then in August he had 7 days off after getting lit up and pitched well. Huh. That's it. See now I'm upset. Not upset. I'm happy with the information, but now that throws me like I've got this. Now what am I going to say? Like, oh, I think he's going to be out of his rhythm and pitch poorly, or oh, that's going to help him with his what we perceive as arm fatigue. That's very important information. Thank you, Sports Investor. Now I'm going to add some question marks and have to study a little bit more. Let's roll on. The Chicago White Sox, 52-88, 22-46 on the road to the Minnesota Twins, 62-77, 35-35 home. I already said this. Target Field. Let's get into the weather at Target Field in Minnesota. 59. Oh, this is rain. Rain's going to be wreaking havoc on this game. Let's see if. These sites don't think this game goes. Anybody close to Minnesota think this game goes? I'd be very interested to hear. A lot of rain. Ballpark Pal has Target Field minus 11% overall, minus 11% homers, minus 17% doubles and triples, and even singles. We get to the line history, and we'll do our due diligence on it, although it could not go here. We have the 8.5 minus 116 to the over. Open up minus 112 to the over. 4 cents of movement towards the over. Fraser Ellard, the lefty out of the bullpen, he's just going to throw an inning. He's got crazy numbers, by the way, Fraser Ellard. He's got a 4.82 ERA, yet he's only allowed 1 hit.
Wow.
In 9 1/3 innings, he's allowed 1 hit.
Can you just not throw strikes?
13 strikeouts and 9 in the third, but 9 walks.
I guess that makes sense.
But he'll be in there for a short period of time. And then Jonathan Cannon is the primary. So he's been called up from AAA Charlotte. And, you know, he allowed at least 6 runs in 3 straight starts, and they sent him down to the minors. Jose, do you have what he did in the minors in this last, how many starts he had, what he did?
Yes, I can pull that up. Cannon's one of our guys. You know, I like Cannon a lot as well when he was coming up last year. So I'm interested to see 5 starts in the minors, 4 of them recent.
Okay.
4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 Ks, 3 walks. 6 and a third, 5 hits, 1 earned run, and a home run, 5 Ks, 1 walk. 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 Ks, 3 walks, 2 home runs allowed that start. And in his first start, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs there, 4 Ks, no walks, hit by a batter, and a home run allowed.
This game has got question marks all over it. We got the weather question marks, and we have Cannon coming up now. It's funny, if you pitched for the Cubs or the Dodgers or the Yankees, you know, or any place that's filling up the seats, the Blue Jays, and you go down to the minors. Now, Buffalo's you're pretty fortunate to pitch for Buffalo if you're going to be in AAA, but you come back up to the show and you're like, this is heaven. What can I do to stay here? I need to stay here. When you come up with the White Sox, I don't know if the same feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Now, you are in Minnesota. Minnesota's out of it. No one's showing up to the games. Billy says,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so do you look at, because we've talked about this angle so often, us capping baseball together, do you think that Cannon's going to do whatever he takes to show that he belongs in the show here?
I mean, I would lean towards that direction, but I kind of agree with you in the fact that, you know, it's not like he's going to the Yankees fucking dugout where they've got private chefs and bullshit giving you the best spread out there. Minnesota's not bad, but like still, I kind of agree with that sentiment. I'd still lean towards backing Cannon, but I mean, Taj Bradley's in the same boat. You know, he's fighting for his career though. Like, yeah, and that's a little more motivation. So maybe you lean towards the under in a game no one gives a fuck about.
The idea that the Rays would give up on Taj Bradley is nuts. I never could have seen this coming. He's had 2 starts with the Twins. August 24th, 5 innings, 9 hits, 7 earned runs, strikes out 1 batter in an 8-0 loss to the White Sox. So, you know, they just faced Bradley and hit him hard. Bradley comes back 6 days later here in Minnesota, Target Field, and shoves against the Padres. 5 innings, allows 1 hit. That hit was a solo shot, but 6 Ks, 3 walks. It was a 12-3 loss, but it wasn't on him. He pitched really well. So this game has so much volatility, rain, pitching. I mean, it's just I don't know how, for me personally, that I could find an angle that I could trust to bet. A 4-cent move to the over, and then the money line has the Twinkies at -149. Excuse me. Open up -141, 8 cents of movement towards them. Jose Bouquett, take it away.
You can tell it's the children are going back to school by Jimmy's health. As it slowly declines, the children have returned to school. I like Bradley, but I don't want to trust him now that the Rays are giving up to him. So I'm staying off this game though.
And Zachary says you can watch this game tonight for $4. No one's showing up.
I mean, I would go. That'd be fun to go. Just no one there. I mean, I'd want to win that 50-50. Well, that's one of my life goals. I want to win a 50-50 at a baseball game or whatever sporting event, and I would love to do that.
My goal is to never put a cent into a 50-50 for my entire life. It doesn't matter what they're raising money for. It could be something I care about, and I don't want to put 1 cent into these fucking rip-off fucking lotteries. Let's roll on. New York.
The Black Thor King who just signed up for the Cappers contest.
Oh, yeah? Black Thor King, my guy. Black Thor King. Tampa in the house. Black Thor King will be rocking Pupalooza 5 with us. Let's roll. And the Skunt Blaster in the house with the Skunt Bag play of the day. Thank you, Skunt, my cherished friend. Got to get Skunt back on our live streams. Let's roll. Yankees, Astros, our final MLB game on the card before we get into the WNBA. Yankees, Astros, Daikin Park in Houston, Texas. Yes, it hurt. It hurt last night. You know, could have been 10-4. It's a big
could have been up.
It's a big swing, man.
Yeah.
It's a big swing. Carlos Rodon here. He's been excellent. 164 in the third. Has the up. He could get to 200 innings. I know he wants to. In his last start, 1 earned run, 10-2 win at the White Sox. He was excellent. On the road, he's been strong. Points hitting 225 against them. Just 72 hits allowed over 85 and 2/3. 33 earned runs over 15 starts. Splits are excellent. Going up against Christian Javier, who put it all together in that start against the Angels in his last one. Finally, you know, he did kind of a bumpy ride for the first 10 innings of his season, and then spectacular in that last start. No earned runs, 6 Ks, 3 walks. Yankees are hitting righties hard right now, 240, 822 OPS, and the Astros are not hitting lefties with much power, 256, 738, and both bullpens have been terrible. Let's take a look at this line history here, and then hand this over to Jose. We have the Astros plus 124, opened up plus 112. The Yankees gone from minus 123 to minus 135. Look, I thought the Yankees were the best bet on the board yesterday. And here the market's moving pretty heavily towards them again. This total is a 9, opened up at 8.5, moved to 9. So we have a half run move to the over. And then when we get to the cash flow, we have 65% of the tickets on the Yankees and just 35% of the cash. And yet the line's moving towards the Yankees. 67% of tickets on the under and 60% of cash on that under. Drewski on the Yankees' first 5 money line. Take it away for us, Mr. Bouquett. Yankees, Astros, last game on the board.
Yeah, I'm staying off this one, I believe. Shout out to Taint, which I believe is the Astros.
Oh, good call. Yes. Taint play of the day is the Houston Astros. I don't know how they slipped that up. Shout out to our guy, Matty Ice.
Shout out to Matty Ice. David Bednar hasn't thrown in 4 days, but we saw Luke Weaver shit down his leg. Devin Williams doesn't know how to throw a strike now that he went to New York. By the way, I look forward. I pray that someone picks up Devin Williams next year because he is going to be solid next year when he's out of New York. I cannot wait to see that happen. But the rest is like Paul Blackburn, who's terrible now. Ryan Yarborough's in this. Mark Leiter, and Tim Hill, and then David Bednar is the release staff today. So I've stayed off this game. Sure, I lean Astros here, but I'm not going to try to go up against the market in this game. But I think I will find the conviction to do it in the other game. Nope, I think you're muted over there.
Thank you for that. I wonder if Javier gets lit up. Can you look up? So he just shut down the Angels, and we have the Angels going up against a lefty. So I don't have their numbers against righties here in front of me. Can you tell me what he's done or what the Angels have done against right-handed bats? Because the Yankees are starting to hit really hard. I wonder if Javier is vulnerable. I don't think he is, though. Consecutive home starts finally is a really good start.
I mean, I don't want to back him here off of a really good start like that, personally. Angels are the second worst team against righties from the 17th to today. 62 weighted runs created plus, only right behind Cleveland or in front of Cleveland, I guess. If you want the bigger split, the whole month of August to today, they're third worst. 77 weighted runs created plus.
So it was a really easy setup for him. Now, Jay Vegas and Turnbuckle Tommy talking about how he owns how Javier owns the Yankees. Yeah, maybe this is a stay off, but I imagine that we're staying off just because we got burnt yesterday, and we just don't want to look at this game psychologically.
For sure, the Undoing Project.
Which means I should probably spend some more time on it.
I now mention the Undoing Project whenever I have any like psychological thing I'm talking about. I'm like, oh yeah, the Undoing Project. Yeah. I'll just mention it to my friends now. They have no idea what I'm talking about.
It's the most important book I've ever read before. It's just changed. It's changed everything for me. Changed not just sports capping, but life decisions. Huh,
By the way,
okay.
it seems like we're racing today. 66% of the vote on racing today here. 22 minutes, 61 votes. So
That's great. No, that's dope.
I'll leave it up for a little more, but it seems as if we're racing today.
No, that's dope. Okay, let's review action. It looks like I'm gonna have a lot of MLB action, which is fine. I had 14 bets yesterday, and in baseball alone, and I needed the bounce back. I got the bounce back. I was 1-0 after the show. I could have just shut her down, but I said I wasn't going to. I needed to bounce back. I'm not sure about this Phillies Brewers first 3 under. In fact, I
big move to the Phillies, like TJ said. The Brewers now minus 114 money line. Wow. And oddly enough, that will give me enough confidence to move on the minus 114.
Wow. All right, let's lock this in for.
We'll see. I mean, again, the market just continues to be wrong about the Brewers. When it tells you not to bet them, they come through for whatever reason. I cannot quantify it. There's 54% of the bets and 59% of the money on the Philadelphia Phillies, which I don't believe is very different from what it was earlier. I don't remember. But, I'll ride the Brewers train.
I think I'm going to get off that first 3 under 2. I'm going to study it more. But Pirates first 5 in the first 3 under 2 in LA, Pittsburgh, I will be on. Then the first 3 under looks like I'm going to hammer this Guardians Rays game. Just hammer it. And that's okay. First 3 under 2.5, full game under 8, and the Rays -1. Jose's on the full game under 8.5, and the Rays -1. And if we cash this under comfortably, I want us to start seeing as the weather cools down a little bit that the nighttime unders start getting that we could be ahead of the market on the nighttime unders again. So
nice.
Yes, so keep a very close eye on it.
Keep it a titty.
Then yes, Angels first 3 plus half or first 5 plus half. I'm gonna make a decision about that. And then I'm off of the last 2 games, being White Sox Twinkies with the weather issues and the Yankees Astros as well. Jose, please review your action.
Yes. So I am officially on the Brewers money line -114, Pirates first 5 money line -130, and the Tampa Bay Rays Cleveland Guardians under 8.5 -115. Jimmy, I need a big day. Well, I don't need a big day. There's only 3 bets, so I can't really have a big day. But
no, you can. You can.
It'd be nice to go 3-0.
Yeah,
would be nice. I'll also say this: since it is my birthday, I'm wearing my birthday shirt, so I don't think I can fail. Jimmy, I'm sure you recognize this shirt, right?
I'm blind now. I can't see anything.
You are blind here, Jimmy. It's a shirt from this fateful day.
On your mark, get set, go.
It is indeed this sweet shirt. So I can't lose in this shirt. I can't lose in this shirt.
No, finish it off, Jose, because that doesn't tell the story of what happened here, which makes me despise. What? You should have knocked the mic right out of her hand and pushed both of those 2 women off of the clubhouse. You should have gone on. You should have left in handcuffs.
You know what? I felt like I got robbed that day, indeed. Almost like when I paid $40 for a designer cologne that was fake.
Oh, that was a bad move, but it doesn't beat for me spending $50 to get into the horse track that was free to enter.
I'm a mark. I'm just a mark. I don't know what to say. So it's very interesting to see that it keeps happening. I don't know why. Like what's like screams innocent boy that can be taken advantage of when they look at me. But
Mr. Belvedere has a gift for you. I don't know if you're interested, but he has a question. He says, "Are you getting railed for your birthday?"
Mr. Belvedere, if it's from you, then I'd be immediately interested. And then at some point I would find myself Not interested at all. But there would be a lot of built-up interest in there, Lynn. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I will be on camera for most of my birthday, so you guys know that.
Yeah. No,
I mean, the worrisome part, Jimmy, is Saturday. I mean, Saturday I'm gonna get polluted, as the kids say. I'm gonna be in a parking lot from 9 a.m. to like 2 o'clock, polluting myself, ruining my body, growing my bulbous sweet tea tits. And then maybe I go watch half of a football game, and then I've got to go leave to a baseball game where it's Helga's dad's birthday as well. So I'm going to just come in there stinking of booze and make a fool of myself in a box at a AAA baseball game on Saturday. So I look forward to that as much as I am worried about myself.
Oh, man. Yes, Turnbuckle Tommy, that is exactly it. That is exactly it. But also the splits really do. Like, we can explain it. And Mr. Belvedere says it's part of your undoing project. Yeah.
That's going to be a good title for my future memoir. Your Undoing Project.
And shout out to Coin who just signed up for the Cappers contest. Man, we're going to get to 100, man. We're going to get to 100.
Should we ask Wig what the numbers are?
Well, I know that we're over 50 now. If we can get to 100, then we have 10,000 in the pool plus the $1,000 bonus. This is all falling into place, man. Sign up. The more. And remember, it's just 4% that covers the fees. $4 off. That's it. Everything else goes into the cash flow. Jose, spectacular work, my friend, and happy birthday. I look forward to closing up the show with you, my man. But you are beloved here in our community, and we really do wish you a happy birthday, and hope that these bets that you've made will get you paid in full, Jose. And we'll reunite for the race for the another entry into either the Cappers contest or Survivor.
Yeah, it would be nice to go 3-0. I'll be the only capper on screen for the football game tonight that doesn't have any action and just sweating out baseball bets. So I can't wait. Thanks for all the birthday wishes. We'll be racing here soon, so stay tuned.
There he is, our guy, Jose Bouquett. It is time now to get into the WNBA. I hope last night was a bit of a turning point. I tell you, when Alicia Gray was announced out, I felt sick because I literally made the bet 15 minutes earlier. I was like, all the props are up. Oh, she's got to be good. And then 8-0 lead immediately for the Sparks, but they petered out, and I was very thankful for it. But I've got a lot of work to do. And look, we talked about it with Bobano. Bobano is staring at that college football record. Myself and our star of WNBA programming here, we are not happy with where we're at, and we got time to fix it, and that's what we're going to do. So without further ado, please welcome the star of the 2-3 zone, 3-2 zone. Jesus, 3-2 zone from Tony's Picks, the star of that show alongside Ron Crawford and Ramon Scott. Please welcome Justin Mcelvy.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Justin, what's good, man? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I am good. How was the game last night? Braxton Ashcraft walking that fucking tightrope, man.
That's what's funny. Like, I hate the Pirates. Like, everybody knows that. I just live here. I ain't from here, but I live out here. And I hate the Pirates. I love to go there and talk shit to the Pirates and the Pirate fans. But I ended up being on the Pirates yesterday. So it was a good game. I started heckling a little bit. Got into a little verbal argument. You know how things go. No, it wasn't nothing too serious. No fight, nothing like that. But I had a good time though. To the point where I'm probably going to like the next. I just found out through the chat. I don't know who it was. I don't want to say the wrong name. I didn't know the Brewers was coming in town, Jimmy. The Brewers done paid me back for my Cubs future. They already paid me back.
I
And
love
I'm
it.
gonna just keep betting them. And then they coming in town, I'm gonna keep betting them.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. I mean, if they could roll, we could get paid an enormous amount of money. We'll see. I don't expect it, but I'm excited. It feels like I have a lottery ticket in my pocket with them. So I'm excited about the Brew Crew. I'm excited about capping the card here with you guys. Justin Biller says, will you be playing prop hunters in the WNBA playoffs like you were in the NBA? Yes, Operation Garcia. No, I won't. And I've been working on it. And I could. There's a possibility of some. It would probably have to be like the WNBA finals, but the issue is they don't give out enough player props. Right? In the NBA, you'll be making 18 or 19 bets on a game. You'll be betting 9 or 10 player props. They don't give you enough. And if you only get 5, it changes the whole idea of it. If you only get 5 or 6, then you have to cheer on the bench players immensely. An outlier performance won't necessarily get you paid. It's a problem. So it's all going to be about how many they offer. And if they don't offer enough, it's not going to work. But we will decide that here shortly. Let's roll, Justin, my friend. We started 7:30 p.m. Eastern with the Phoenix Mercury, 26-14, 11-8 on the road at the Washington Mystics, 16-25, 10-10 at home, Care First Arena in Washington, D.C. And Coin says Aaron Dell has retired from the NHL. Jimmy's hanging up his pads. Aaron Dell was such a fun goaltender to back in that first game when he would come up because everyone loves him so much and he earns the opportunity. And then you fade him every other game. That was fun. I love capping Aaron Dell, backing him that one game and then fading him and all the others was fun. Let's roll here. The Mercury versus the Mystics. The Mystics did what they wanted to do this year. Build up their young talent. Trade Brittany Sykes as soon as they could to get more opportunities. And then lose, and get yourself a better draft pick for next season. And they worked perfectly for them. It's not the players who give up, it's the roster decisions, and they'll force the team to suck. This team has now lost 7 straight games, and they still at times play hard. When they started the road trip, now they're back home. But when they started the road trip, they got destroyed by 26 at New York. Then they got destroyed by 37 at Golden State. And then they played the Sparks tough and hard. Kiki went for 22 and 13. Now they've been off for a while and they're back home. They're a very, very difficult team to have faith in playing hard or playing well or trying to win. The Mercury, on the other hand, are absolutely rolling right now. And I, been very impressed. Winners of 5 straight, winners of 7 of 8. They went on the road. They had the 3-game homestand. They swept all 3. They won the games. They beat the Liberty badly, and then they played down to the sky, and they played Indiana fine. But now they head on the road. They have Washington tonight. On Saturday, they have Connecticut. I don't know why this team isn't just. I don't know why the Mystics are going. Try. Is this a spot where the Mystics just lie down for the rest of the year, especially against teams that want the wins for playoff seeding? Right now, Phoenix is minus 9.5 at minus 105. They opened up at 9, now 9.5. And from a total standpoint here, they are a 159 juice to the under at minus 111, opened up at 160.5. And when we get to the cash flow for this spot, sorry, give me 1 second here. I moved over to baseball. Sorry, give me 1 second here. Let's take a look at the cash flow. I think it will be important here. I would love to see some public or tickets or action on Phoenix, and we're getting no information here on anything, unfortunately. I'll see if that changes. Let me know if anybody else is getting information on the board. Take it away for us here, Justin, my man, Phoenix, Washington.
Yeah, it took me a while to get to official playing this game. Coming off of a losing day on here, and I got smoked yesterday in the WNBA, like all the way around the board. You beat me up. I ain't like that. I ain't like that at all. Just so you know, Jimmy, didn't like that. But I should have listened to you. You had the conviction. I had the conviction. Didn't work my way. But I looked at this game and I feel like the schedule, and a lot of people ain't gonna hear me, but I'm gonna break it down. The scheduling I feel like is designed for a reason because the Mercury and the Aces are tied as of right now, and the Valkyries, all of them are like seven of the last 10. Mercury are hot right now, but they can't afford to lose nothing. Mystics not playing for nothing. But then when I really broke the game down, I started looking like Phoenix got a travel spot. They was just at home in Arizona. Then you got to travel all the way back to Washington. So when I look at this game, Washington not playing for nothing. Like I don't even know if they care or anything. But at home, with the travel spot, I expect a sluggish start from the Mercury. So I'm going to attack the first half. I'm on the Mystics. I got just police. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. Sirens going crazy. But I don't even know what I did in my paper. But I got the Mystics first half. I want to say I got, oh, no, I know what I got. +5, -110. That's what I got. For the Washington Mystics. I just think with the travel spot, I expect a slow start. I'm not sprinkling no money line. I'm not playing the Mystics full game. When I did the video 2-3 zone yesterday, I think I gave out the over. And I'll say it publicly. That's my problem with the 2-3 zone. I don't have a problem with it. But I got to give a pick out before I completely, you know what I mean, dig. And I gave out the over, which I no longer like. Now I lean towards the under. Like, I think it's going to be a slow-paced game. I think the Mercury going to come out slow. I would look at the Mercury first half team total under. I like the Mystics first half. That's what I'm making official. Mystics +5, first half -110. I just think it's a first half spot. I wanted to sprinkle the money line, but I didn't because I don't trust the Mystics. But it just seems like everything aligns in this spot. Everything. And then you know the Ace is going to be watching this game because they play later on. So if the Mercury, whether they win by 1 or 21, Ace is going to be like, we got to win. So it's kind of like the playoffs in the NFL, what they do. But yeah, I'm on the Mystics +5, -110 first half.
I get that. I get that. For me, travel doesn't bother me. And you hear me, constant travel does. But they had the 3-game homestand, a flight on Wednesday to Washington, and then get ready to play today. It doesn't bother me that much. I see the Mystics just lying down. I don't think they put up any kind of fight. I think Mercury just destroys them.
Start to finish?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about like the first quarter and shit like that, but I think that Mercury beat them badly, and that wasn't my initial feeling. I didn't expect that until I started sitting with it for longer and sitting with it for longer. I just, there's so much on the line right now for Phoenix to keep playing great basketball, and there's nothing. The Mystics they don't care, and the reason why you see that is because that when you lose by 30 points, like or 25 points or whatever against Liberty, and then you lose by 30 the next game, they're not digging in. They're not digging in. They're
not. You're 100% right. They're not. It's just they expect the Mercury. I don't know. It's just hard for me to see the Mercury to come out hot and be up by 2-3 possessions first half. I don't know.
I'm gonna be on Mercury -9 or -9.5. I'd love to know the cash flow information. If anybody has it, that would help me.
You think you're gonna be on the Mercury?
I'm gonna be on the Mercury full game, but I might also be on them first half. And I'm not. I guess what I'll do is after the show, I will get my baseball bets out first, and then so hopefully the information will be on the board, which will push me in that direction. Also, if I don't have as much action, if I don't have any bets on the other 2 games, I'll definitely double down here on the Phoenix Mercury. I see them fighting for the spot. And it's an interesting thing you bring up about getting your action in, the night before, because I have friends in the similar situations, and you can't tell them, well, this is hurting you, if it's helping your career to be working with who you're working for, and also if you put out your entire card the night before, you're going to get a lot more. It's going to be a lot more appealing to your followers,
Right, but
they can all
here-
get their action in.
and here's the problem. And I've been doing this publicly for you longer than I've been doing publicly with anybody. So I'm not I don't have thin skin. Like, I don't mind negative comments as long as they're respectful. But like on a 2-3 zone, two days in a row, I sweat. I went 5-0. And then I lose a pick. And then I see all these negative comments and calling me out my name. Like, that's like, for me capping the game more than 36 hours before the game plays, like, and I'm giving a lean, like, so to put myself in a situation to be disrespected over something that I'm just trying to give is what it burns a hole in me, Jimmy. Like, it really makes me want to go live and tell people who I really am. like, like it's hard, like,
Yeah.
because I give a lean out because I didn't get a chance to fully dig in. We don't get the injury report. We don't get the line movement. We don't get none of that. And when I go 5-0, don't nobody say thank you, Stacks, or good luck. But then when I lose 2 picks, I'm getting called out my name and Stacks is a fade and like that shit. Like I don't know. I digress. My fault.
I get it. No, it's important to talk. The psychology behind all this is
it's extremely. I'm 47 and I got grandbabies, so I try to carry myself different. And it's hard when I read these comments like I'm just making a video giving you my opinion. If you feel that way, just state it. Like, I don't calling me out my name, like that makes me like technology is a beautiful thing. So I don't know. It's just hard. But by the time you do your show, I get a chance to completely dig in, like the Sparks last night. I stand on that pick. I love the Sparks. I looked you in your face and told you I love the Sparks. But that was something that if you roast me for a pick about that, I'm cool with. But to make a pick 36 at the minimum 36 hours before, but yet when I go 5-0, you don't say nothing. It's frustrating. Like, I gave this over out yesterday on 2-3 zone, and I don't like it no more. So when this game goes under, I'm sure I'm gonna hear about it, and it's just rubbing me the wrong way. That's all.
No, it's all very legitimate, and I thought, when I started my first few videos, they got more. That was when you could see the dislikes, the number of dislikes. My videos got more dislikes than likes. That was never seen on anything before. And when I started with Pete, there was somebody who would buy dislikes. So when the show would start, we'd have, let's say 25 likes, and there'd already be 250 dislikes, to start the show. And the hate, I was getting nonstop hate. And, especially from touts, because I was publicly saying that I think you guys are all frauds. You have to lie about your numbers, and then I would do the math. If you are paying X amount of dollars, and then the tout has to hit 56 to 57% for you to turn a profit. Blah 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 blah, and 6 months. So I had a friend down there for the first 3 months in Costa Rica with me, and I would say to him, "Oh, this guy just said this. This guy just said that. I want to fuck," and he would say, "Sit down. Don't give them 1 second of your thoughts. Don't give them one. Don't put oxygen. Don't give them oxygen. Don't pour gasoline on it." And it was easy for him to say. It still took me, 6 months, 7 months to 8 months, 9 months of doing it till I actually stopped caring. I realized that I was not a popular comedian at all because I had not dealt with it before. And if you're popular, you have to deal with hate. Also, in this industry, there are people that want to be sitting in the seat that you're sitting in. They want to be on camera. They think they deserve. They're sharp enough, and then they'll bring you down and pull you down and pull you down. And until you can just completely let go of that negative energy that will be thrown your way constantly forever, it's going to be tough. And that's something
I don't know if I'm that mature, so maybe it's not for me.
But you haven't been. You're right where I was at this exact same thing. It was bothering me nonstop. I developed insomnia the first year I was down there, and I couldn't stop thinking about all the negative things that were being thrown at me all the time. I couldn't sleep, and it messed me up.
It's like,
and I had to go through that.
It's like I wake up now. It's been like probably like 4 or 5 times. I wake up to start capping the games, and the first thing I think about is, yo, what'd he say? Like. And I don't want to start my day off. Like, I got to put kids on the bus, like, at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, and I'm at the bus stop, like, yo, what dude say in the comments? He said what? I don't want, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I'm at a standstill in my life right now because I enjoy the work that I do. But my thing is, like, I laugh and joke and play with Jose, but I don't cross that line of disrespect. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all do it with Jose. I'm just using him as an example. I even fuck with you, but I don't cross that line to being disrespectful. So when disrespect comes in, it's just hard for me.
I get it.
And I'm fighting a daily fight.
What helped me was those guys writing that stuff. They're like, yeah, they're so happy. They're so happy that you're feeling it. They've won. And that's what I had to tell myself, that the only way I can stop them from winning is by not caring. If I care, they win. And I can't let them win. So I had to not care at all.
It's hard not to let them win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to start going on the computer and looking up names and typing in there. Anyway, Mystics plus 5, my fault. Mystics plus 5 first half.
This is important stuff. Mystics.
It is, because it's something that I'm dealing with, and it's currently, as we speak, bothering me.
No, I feel that. I feel that, and the reason why I wanted to take the time with it is because we need you. We want you.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't get that here, and that's part of my whole point. Like, look at my record. Look at my WNBA record, Jimmy. But I don't get that here. Okay, fade stacks, I'm okay with that. But when you attack my person and start getting disrespectful, I got a problem with that. And I don't get that here. So to get it somewhere else, it's just, I don't know, it's eating with me. That's all.
Yeah, one of the things about this community that we have here is that they have watched me have horrific records. They've watched this all, the ups and downs that these guys, they know, they understand, and they get it. They've been through it. And, so these are a bunch of real gamblers. On some sites out there, there's people, buying picks and we are here. We're a bunch of gamblers capping together to be the best gambler we could be. I remember when I started, all these guys wanted to be great touts, and I want to sell this, I want to sell that. And I didn't hear anyone saying, wait till you see my unit size go up. It's going to go up. It's going to be big.
They don't care about that.
No, they don't. And then I remember the first time I met this very famous tout, very famous in our industry. And the woman who hired me was talking to him. And she said, and we were just, I was just listening, and she said, I forget exactly what she said, but, well, but you have action on this. And he's like, no, I didn't bet it. And she goes, oh, you don't bet it? And he's like, no, as if she was the idiot. And he was like, you think I would mess with my bottom line? Why would I put anything at risk? I have this much money coming in. He's like, look, I need to succeed enough to keep people buying my picks, but why would I risk anything? This is all profit.
That's so funny you said that because probably about a little while ago, if I didn't have a side, I'd give out a prop in the WNBA. And I would respond to the comments when they'd be like, Dax don't want to give out he's scared to give out a side or he's scared to give out a total. And I would respond to them. I didn't mind those comments. But there's more and more. My whole thing is when I give out a pick on 2-3 zone, I bet it. Or I'll tell you it's a lean. But most of the time, 90% of the time, I'll be like, I bet this. So why would you want me to give out a side or a total if I didn't bet it? That don't make no sense to me. If I'm giving out a pick, I'm going to tell you if I bet it or if it's a lean.
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to hear, come out and give a breakdown and be like, but I don't have no action, but give me Dallas wings. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to hear that? I'm trying to tell y'all what I'm betting. So we going to win together, we're going to lose together, or you're going to fade me and one of us going to win and one of us going to lose.
Yeah.
I digress.
There's no need to digress. We can roll into the next game, but Elio says Jimmy's cost me thousands. Just waiting for the right time.
See, it's that shit.
But Elio's my good friend. He's just messing. But look, this is the process, and it sucks. But how about this? I was on Sportsnet. I recorded for Sportsnet today. It's the biggest thing in Canada. Been doing this for 9 years, and now I finally got. They finally said, "Yeah, we want you on Sportsnet." It's a process. This is a process. We keep grinding. We keep fighting. Our angles get stronger. Our ability to read the market gets stronger. Our ability to handle the negativity gets stronger and easier. It's just. And the main thing I talk about it being a process because you are a breath of fresh air in this industry, and we need you and want you. So,
and I tell people, then we'll get to the Dallas game. Like I tell everybody, like I'm not a capper for real. This person that you see, I'm not a capper for real. I learn, and I'm learning to be a capper. I'm getting better every day. But the person I used to be wasn't this person that you see now, a capper looking at sports lines, YouTubes. That wasn't who I was. And I'm learning to be somebody different. Like one day I'll be a hell of a capper. Like, but the person that I am, like when you look at cappers, that's not the life that I ever lived from Augusta to Pittsburgh. So now, like I'm learning to be a capper and a better role model and all that good stuff.
Well,
I'll be there one day though.
We're thankful to rock with you, and we know your skill set, and we believe in you.
Yeah, we get there, and I'm gonna be WNBA top by end of the season.
I believe it. Let's roll into Dallas Wings, Golden State Valkyries. Here's a team that you delivered with a ton. 9-32 are the Wings, 4-16 on the road. Valkyries 22-18, 13-7 at home, and you were able to roll with them throughout this season. You believed in them, you had them, you found the angles first half. And nasty. I hear that. Nate says I got till the end of the month to be out of the house I've rented for 10 years. He says, and in my area, it's all vacation rentals or college rentals. There's nothing for family. So hate on a pick is not that bad. I hear that, nasty Nate. The different ways of framing a situation. And I'm sorry, I didn't know you were going through that, man. That fucking sucks. Sucks, man. So sorry that you're going through that, my man. So, and Kong says, I feel that, Zach. 7 years ago, I was sitting in prison with no positivity in life at all. Capping has given me a purpose, says Kong.
I was also in prison 7 years ago. I just came home in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Well, we, as I said, we really, really believe in you and want you to be here on camera with us as much as possible.
I'm here.
Dallas Wings, Golden State Valkyries, Chase Center in San Francisco, California. Let's get into the line history here. Also, I'm not sure what site it's from, but our man Ron Crawford has sent me the cash flow information. So We have 83% of the tickets on Phoenix and 56% of the cash. Oh, that's my. That's helpful. Okay, sorry, that's my. Okay, good. Sorry, it's a new site that I've not used. So sorry. The spread is 60% of the tickets and 32% of the cash. I'm more comfortable with that. Line, but I don't know if that's worth doubling up on. On the total, you have 70% of tickets on the over and 47% of the cash. That is for the Mercury Mystics spot here. But we've moved on to Golden State here, and I don't have that one up, but I do have the Minnesota Vegas. So let's roll here. We have the Dallas Wings. They are losing by margin. On the road, at home, they are covering. And, that's something that bad teams can do. And that's why, the Mystics Mercury is a more complicated spot, possibly. I think that Phoenix can just call their number, but it's a more complicated spot. Here we have the Dallas Wings in Golden State. Dallas has 2 road games. They have Golden State, and then they have LA on Sunday, which means Friday night, they get to go out in Los Angeles. It's hard for me to imagine them being locked in and ready to go here. Beckers went for 17 on Monday, and they fly as part of their road trip. So Atlanta, Minnesota, both games lose by margin. We watched the Mystics lose 2 games by margin, and then the third game of road trip step up. I don't know if this is the spot where they're going to step up. Let's get into the line history here. We have a total of 160 juice to the under. This opened up at 160. It dropped 159 for a bit. Now it's back at 160. And from a point spread perspective, we have Golden State minus 11.5, minus 113. That's a lot to ask for. Now, Phoenix is minus 9.5. I find that a little bit more appealing, but Phoenix is on the road. Golden State's at home. I think Phoenix is better basketball team than Golden State. There's many ways of looking at this. Washington's probably tougher to play than Dallas. Let's hear from our guy, Justin Mcelvy. Wings, Valkyries, take it away.
This is something that I'm confident in saying. I feel like I was the Valkyries' first half creator. And anybody since I've been on 2-3 zone will co-sign that. And I gave it out yesterday on the 2-3 zone, but this line was at 9 or 9.5 when I gave it out. So now it got away from me and I didn't post it. I got something that I like more than that. So I pivoted. Because if you look at the last game against the Wings, and if you look at her, I'm on Veronica Burton. That's number you get me over her rebounds and assists. If you look at the last game that she played the Wings, she had 18. She had 13 assists, 5 rebounds. And the last game that she played against the Liberty, she had 9 and 9. Well, I feel like this Valkyries team go the way Veronica Burton goes. And I might have got turned on through Brizzy. Shout out Brizzy wherever he at. I want to say he turned me on to Veronica Burton. I've been paying attention to her. And then I've been betting her quietly. And I understand her. When I bet it, it was over 13.5 minus 112. So anything around there you could get, that's what I'm making official. This game might be a blowout, but affecting her rebounds and assists, she's a guard. It's an excellent matchup. I feel like this game might get away this second half. I already gave out the Valkyries first half, but like I said, the number that I got and the number that it is now is not there. So I ain't gonna give that out. But I already bet it. I think I want to say I don't have my other phone in front of me, but I want to say I gave up 5.5 or 6. One of those 2 numbers. Matter of fact, it was 5.5. That's what I gave up. So, but I'm on Veronica Burton over rebounds and assists. When I bet it was over 13.5 minus 112. So if you get a better number, or she plays for the Valkyries.
Yeah. No, I just some of the offshores just don't give you as many options as one would like. Here, let me see if 365, and then when you go to 365, but
I'm comfortable. I'm very, very comfortable if you can get a better number plus money.
Okay, let's see rebounds and assists. No, I'm getting 12.5 minus 135.
It's a winner, so I'll take it.
Over 12.5. Now, if you'd rather have your 13.5 and minus 112, you can have that because that fits in what this. I mean, that's right in line.
Okay, yeah, I'd rather have the 113 or over 13.5 minus 112.
The Wings getting blown out in 2 games in a row on the road together. It's the end of the year. It's hard to, and then knowing that they get to go out and party in LA on Friday night, it's hard to think of them really fighting here. But they just lost by 22, and then they lose by 25. I also like backing teams after they play Minnesota and get, smashed by Minnesota.
And that's what's funny about what we just talked about, because I gave out the Valkyries first half in the 2-3 zone, and then after I dug into it, I was like, "Oh, damn!" Like it just seemed like I think the Valkyries going to smash them, but it might come to second half. That's why I'm not giving it out now. Like I don't know. Like this Dallas team, like it's just hard to expect to know what's going to come from them. And I've been riding the Valkyries first half. I like them as dogs, especially on the road or at home, getting points. And this is the favorite. But their first half record at home is immaculate. And I gave it out and I bet it. But then after I dug into it, I was like, ooh, I might have jumped the gun a little bit too soon.
Yeah, I
love Bronco Burton.
There's so many different ways of capping, and when I started it, people just wanted to beat the number, and then I showed my results in NHL when I would destroy the number. I had negative ROI, and I'm talking beating it by 60 cents, 70 cents. What, just because I was seeing the public play before the public, I should be rewarded for that?
And you say that a lot, and I always hear you. And then when I beat the number and beat the number and beat the number and continue to lose, I just always hear your voice like, all I did was see it before the public. And why did I see it before the public? Because of my sleep schedule. I'm still on the jail sleep schedule. So I'm up wee hours in the morning. You see what time I text you, Jimmy. Mm-hmm. So I see everything before the public sees it. That's all I'm doing. And CLV is getting me crushed in the WNBA. I'm talking about, like, take me out to the pasture, like, slaughtered. CLV and WNBA is a loss.
Before I went down to Costa Rica, I would read, and I was a big fan of Spanky, and I would read, they would beat the line in college basketball by 4.5, 5 points, and then they'd go out for dinner. They wouldn't watch the game because their job was done. And that was my beginning. And I'm sure that he, this is 15 years ago. I'm sure he's evolved since then. But for me, it doesn't equate to getting paid. And then we have guys like Razor Sharp Picks who, Razor doesn't want to do our cappers contest because he wants to know exactly where the public is on Sunday morning. He wants to see that late public. He wants to know that. And if he doesn't have that information, he doesn't want to be in a contest. And I get that. That's completely... It's completely valid. I think I'm going to stay away from this game with the Wings getting blown out in back-to-back games in Game 3 of a 4-game road trip. But it's
appealing, though.
It is still appealing. Let's talk about the big one here. 10 p.m. Eastern. Minnesota Lynx, Las Vegas Aces. The idea is Phoenix is going to have won, and they will be 27-14. And the Aces will need to have won. Need to be... Coin says, is CLV better than winning bets, or is the goal to be good at both? The CLV is different in a week-to-week betting sport like football. And you could say it's so crucial in college sports if you wanted to, but for me, I had to stop coming to the show with bets because my ROI was worse with the show that I came with. My ROI was worse with the bets that I came to the show with than the ones I came up with you guys by a lot, like way worse. And I was like, well, look, my life's on the line. I'm trying to raise my family with it. I can't. So then I'll just figure it out with you guys. So then my wife's like, why is your show taking 5.5 hours? I was like, I'm trying to get winners. This is what it is. This is what it looks like.
It's that point right there. That's my whole thing, because I don't have no 9 to 5. Like, this is my job. This is my life. Like, this is how I support me and my family. So anything else other than that, means absolutely nothing to me. Nothing. Like, so COV, if I don't cash the bet, I don't want to come on here and be like, yeah, I had a -5 and it closed at -8.5. Like, I didn't cash. What that mean? Means nothing. Like, I need to be able to pay bills and stuff like that. Like, go on vacations and college funds sooner or later. Like, I don't punch a clock. I don't have a 9 to 5 or you know what I mean? Like, this is why I'm always in the chat. I don't have no like this is my 9 to 5. But I'm doing a good enough job to manage from this. That I don't have to punch a clock.
Yeah, and we respect it. We respect it, and we want winners. Because you put in the work, you've earned it, and I know they're coming, and I know
And
they're
I'm not
coming.
done putting in the work.
Oh, for real. By the way, I didn't get a thank you to Ron Crawford because it's not coming up on the board that we've been using here. Oh, we forgot our first board up for Minnesota, Las Vegas. Okay, perfect. But Ron did send us the Valkyries, Dallas. 56% of the spread bets are on Golden State and 82% of the cash. So big bets are coming in saying Valkyries are going to smoke Dallas. 36% of the tickets on the under and 60% of cash. I wish it was that number for the Mercury game. I mean, if you study the cash, you would say the Valkyries are a better bet to cover double digits at home than the Mercury are on the road in Washington. And then,
I'm just not so sure it's going to be the first half, which I gave out. I do think they're going to win by double digits. I just not sure it's going to be the first half or not now.
Let's roll on
team,
to Lynx Aces here. T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. So we know we expect to be on the line. We expect to be in a situation where the Aces must win this basketball game because the Mercury have won the basketball game. The Aces are rolling, absolutely rolling. And so are the Lynx. They have the one loss at home to the Storm when they were in control at halftime. It fell apart in the second half. What did they do after that? They beat Connecticut at Connecticut by 24, and then they won at home versus Dallas by 25. The Aces have been off for so long. Last time we saw them was when I thought they weren't going to fire at Atlanta to finish off the trip. We cappers in the chat disagree with me, and they were absolutely right. A'ja Wilson going off. Look at these games. 34 in the last game. And you've been eating off of A'ja Wilson, the 25 plus. So we have at the beginning of a 3-game homestand for the Aces. They got Chicago, and then they close the season at LA. Chicago's playing better basketball, but this is a must-win spot here, a must-win spot. And then the Lynx, the team that from the beginning of the year have been expected to, get their revenge with the Liberty and win the WNBA championship. They got embarrassed in the Commissioner's Cup championship. They have a 3-game road trip here, Vegas, Golden State, Indiana, and they don't have much to play for. We've already heard from our guy, the Skunt Blaster. He is on Vegas money line. He says Aces are 9-1 at home over the last 10 games. Aces have won the last 6 straight. Aces are hot and rested. And Dad, this is a revenge game. Scuntbag play day is the Aces money line. And cash flow, 60% of the tickets are on Las Vegas and 73% of the cash. 72% of tickets on the over and 72% of cash on the under. So let's go to the line history. Let's see if this has moved towards the Aces. And the answer is it has not. It has not. The Aces opened up at +1. They got up to +3 this morning. Right now, they're +2.5, a 1.5 move towards the Lynx. That is disconcerting. We have 163.5 is the total. It's -115 to the over. It opened up at 165 and has dropped 1.5. Here we go. The final spot on the board here for us. Justin, take it away. T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada for Lynx Aces.
Yeah, I'll give you the play, then I'll give you the breakdown. I'm on the I got the Aces first half +110. And my whole thing is, I don't know the exact number, but y'all lost by like 50 the last time y'all played this team. And it just so happens that's the last time that y'all lost. Last time this Aces team lost was against this Lynx team. And it was by like 40-something, 50-something, something crazy. And my whole thing is you're gonna sit here and watch the Mercury. Like by the time they play, you're gonna watch the Mercury win. You got revenge. You got Asia playing. Asia in her heart, she feels like she can still win the MVP. Now you playing the MVP. Last game, you had 15 points when you played the MVP. Now you at home. You want a, 10, 11 game win streak. You're at the crib. Only thing I worry about is you had 8 days off since the 27th was your last game when they punched on my dream. But okay, 8 days off, y'all professionals. So my thing is, ain't no rush versus rest. Give me the first half, aces, plus money line plus 110. I think, I think they win the game. Gave out the link yesterday when we did the video. It was links minus 1.5, and I gave out the links. I do think they win the game, but I'm not confident in that. I'm very confident in the aces first half. I just feel like and the way I cap games, everything checks the boxes as aces first half. Like you got to come out hot. You got to come out and throw the first punch against this Lynx team. And we all talk about the Lynx ain't playing for nothing, but it seems like the Lynx don't know that. They lining up and business as usual. But Carrington's not in. You take out Carrington, but I mean that's a small little piece, but that's a small little piece that might get my first half, my cash, my little plus 110 with the aces. So I'm on the aces first half, plus 110.
I'm astonished that this has moved towards the Lynx. You'd think that everything just lines up for the aces,
But it goes back to what you talk about. This line opened up. I don't know if it opened up, but at one point, the aces was favored. At one point in time, I don't know where it opened up at, but there was aces. I want to say it was -1 or -1.5. Then it flipped when we did the video. Because when we did the 2-3 zone yesterday, Ramon was like, it's going back and forth from Lynx and aces 1.5 to 1. And then I woke up this morning, it just started growing towards the Lynx. Like, I don't know. Like, everyone's saying there's money coming in, but how much money is coming in to make this line move this much when Carrington got ruled out for the Lynx? Like, you lose a player and the line goes, it just makes me think about what Loshak always said. This could be a pump fake.
I thought, and I used to not think about that, but you ask yourself, with everything lining up for the aces, they're moving the line towards the Lynx. Are they doing that to get people off of the aces? But they're offering a better number.
And then it's like, or are they saying, here, take this 10-game win streak with plus money? Are they saying that?
It's
it's hard to fade. I faded the aces against my dream. We was on the show. And I don't know. It's like my last 2 times fading the aces just didn't work out. Like catching a falling knife. So, and my thing is, I don't know if they're going to win. I don't know who's going to win this game. I just can't see the aces with everything at stake. Like your playoff career, like if you want the 2 seed, you have to win this game. Now, if some reason the Mystics win, then maybe, but you still got to win. Then that would make you take it. Like no matter how you look at it, the Aces have to win this game, and they won 10 straight. This is like the Brewers when they was hot. Just wake up and bet the Aces. Wake up and bet the Brewers. But I don't want the full game. This Lynx team is business as usual. I feel like they want to win the championship. The coach done talked about though. I want to say it was like a week ago. The coach for the Lynx, I can't think of her name now, but she just mentioned and spoke publicly. I got to pull it up that she's not opposed to players sitting out, getting close to the end. But the thing about it is when. Could you tell us when? So game time decision, like chick from Dallas, Paige, when she got ruled out 4 minutes before the before tip. Who knows what may happen, but I don't want to stand in front of this Lynx team, but first half, when you just beat this team 10 games ago, well, 10 winning games ago, this is the last time they lost. So if you don't come out and throw the first punch, how can I take you serious the rest of the season? This is the time you come out and throw the first punch. Whether it be first quarter, maybe I should have been on first quarter, but first half plus 10, plus 110, I like that. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to need more time with this. I want to see what happens with this market. We have Ron Crawford on the Lynx money line. Shout out to our guy TJ in the house. We have Black Thor King on the Lynx. AM says Lynx are 13-6 on the road last 10. 13-6 on the road last 10, 7-3. Aces 14-5 at home last 10, 10-0, and the Aces are catching points. Says Lynx spot here. So they are agreeing with that take. I'm going to sit with this for longer. I'm starting to think that I'll be on both the Mercury and the Valkyries. In the end of the hockey season, in the last 10 or 15 games, it's when, and then this doesn't work for baseball because I don't really consider baseball, I understand it's a team sport, but I started succeeding at baseball when I started thinking it was a team sport. And I was told that by a professional gambler, and I took it and used it. For team sports, when one team cares and another team doesn't, you see that. You see these games are too intense. Now, seeing this line move towards Lynx is astonishing, but are the Wings and the Mystics going to fight back?
And my thing is, here we go again. I ain't looking at the chat, but don't seem like I ain't hear nothing about nobody like the Aces today.
No. Well, we had the Scuntbag play today on the Aces, and Cuban Connectus on the Aces.
So like 300.
Yeah.
I'd heard Lynx all day, and I gave out the Lynx yesterday. Money line when it was -1.5, -127, but then when I kept digging, and I wake up at 2:00 in the morning and start digging more into it, and I'm like, damn, Ace is gonna come out here like I count on Asia to throw the first punch, and I lean on her. She gets me right. I'm not on her today, but I think she go crazy. But Lynx play a lot of defense, so. But in this spot, who else? Like they just beat y'all by like 50 the last time y'all lost. You gotta come out here and throw the first punch. You got to.
That's wild. It's a wild, wild situation. We have Justin moving on 3 bets. Mystics first half +5 -110. Veronica Burton over rebounds and assists, over 13.5 rebounds and assists at -112. And the Aces first half at +110. I expect to be on the Mercury and the Valkyries here, but I'm gonna bet baseball first after the show and see if now we have all the information that I'm waiting for.
I'm glad you said that. You move because I won't be able to catch the final breakdown because I'll be recording the 2-3 zone. Are you moving on the who was it? Oh, the Rays. You moving on the Rays -1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Because I won't catch the final. You're laughing.
I think it's that. I think it's the opening line and the movement, but the opening line first. I do. I think it's very, very telling that they would open up as that big of a favorite.
Yeah, I don't do 1-1s. I do 1.5. I like the 1.5 for plus money, and I live with the outcome.
Yeah.
I just chase plus money.
The -1 calculator was a godsend for me in baseball and hockey. Well, in hockey, it's not. I mean, the empty net goals play such a huge. So I still question whether it's helping me in hockey, but certainly in baseball, I believe it has. But we are in business. Please support our guy Justin Mcelvy, 2-3 zone popping off at Tony's Picks. They're shooting it in 9 minutes alongside our friends Ron Crawford and Ramon Scott. I'm gonna pop Justin's X handle here in the chats. Please support our guy Justin Mcelvy. Thank you for sharing your hard work and angles and how you're feeling about all this, because the psychology behind all of this, I think, is paramount to the understanding how to succeed.
As far as my plays, I love them. As far as everything we talked about, honestly, I'm like on a day-to-day basis because it's a lot for me right now, and it's like I don't know. I'm not used to putting myself in that situation, and being that one thing I do live by is respect. Like, no matter what you do in life, and my kids know that, my grandbabies are going to know that, is respect. Like, respect is earned. And I feel like no matter where I've been at, whether it's been prison, the streets, YouTube, I've earned my respect. So to be disrespected is messing with my sleep. And if something's going to mess with my sleep, it's going to be having a bad day. It's not going to be YouTube comments that people are playing 10-leg parlays and my one pick that lost cost you 10-leg parlay. And you want to start, just start yapping. Like, knowing you wouldn't say this if you see me. Like, if you see me, you piss yourself. So, like, I don't know. So right now, I'm capping day to day. I can't speak for nothing but today.
I feel you, but their only chance to succeed
Right.
against you is that, and it's working.
Yeah. Regardless, I'm still going to cap. I'm still going to be on YouTube. It's just, I don't know. I just gotta, I'm gonna be on Pub Sports regardless. So
it's part of the process.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
I don't get disrespected over here. So even that's what I'm saying. I don't mind fade stacks. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. It don't hurt my feelings. But disrespecting, got the issue with that. So regardless, I'll be on here. I just don't know about my future. That's all.
I feel that. Well, we are very fortunate to have you in the rock with you, my man. And
Appreciate it.
if the Pirates game's rained out, join us on our NFL live stream tonight. If not, we'll be thinking about you.
It's raining as we speak, but now it's starting to look like it's trying to clear up. I'm not going to go look at skiings in the rain.
No, I
If
feel
it's going to be delayed, my kids could go.
I feel that.
Like, that's a good thing about Pittsburgh. When Skeens pitch, tickets might be $39.
Yeah.
When he don't pitch, they're like $8. So to give them to my kids and come on live if it's raining, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not nothing.
Respect, my man. Justin Mcelvy going to go shoot 2-3 zone after this, and thank you for rocking with us, man. Go get that cash.
See y'all tomorrow. Thanks for having me.
There he is, our guy, Justin Mcelvy. All right, it is time to see who gets free entry. Now, if you're already entered, we'll send you $100. $100 American if you're already entered. But we will now see who will join us in either the Cappers contest or the Survivor. Let's bring back our friend Jose Sweet Tea Tits and Bouquett on his 28th birthday, and we're racing camels. Thank God. I love these camels, Jose. I love them.
Love some neck.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yes. How many silver and gold members do we have?
72, 73, 72. One of the two. I forget already. Gold and silver members. Shout out to you guys. And shout out to MMA Mad Hatter, the newest gold member there. I saw as well. So nice to see you, MMA Mad Hatter, amongst the gold members there.
That's very cool. And so as soon as we get past this, we have a plan. Just the contest starting. We have a plan for more things for our gold members and our silver members, which will be starting next week. And we thank you guys enormously.
Yes. So shout out to you guys. This is going to be a fun race. Let's ride here. These beautiful beasts in the night. Look at Nasty Nate fighting up top. And there he goes in the back. Preston Ekdahl, Cave Reed, all up in the mix here. Papa, Ricky, Billy Friedrich. Billy Friedrich needs the dub there. Saturated up there as well. George Wood. Even old Jose Bouquett wants to fight today with Mr. Bitches. George Wood in there in the mix. D-Trip making a large run on the outside, Jimmy.
I think we haven't seen the last of Nasty Nate. I think he makes a late run here. Saturated up front, Jose Bouquett, George D-Trip. D-Trip making a power move with his camel. Saturated falling back, as is Julian Cesario. D-Trip clear in the lead. Can he make it through the final steps? And here comes Big T.
Oh, no, D-Trip.
Because Chris Boy and D-Trip buckles. Papa Ricky right there. Big T. And here comes Big O firing late. Does he have the neck? And it is Joey Marinaccio, the Dapper Capper. The Dapper Capper who's already in the contest.
Ah.
So
$100 to you, Mr. Dapper Capper.
$100.
Or you could just join the Survivor pool.
Or he could be in the Survivor pool. So we'll find out. I'll get in touch with Joey Marinaccio, the Dapper Capper.
A lot of options.
Thank you guys so much for being members of the channel. It means an absolute ton to us. Let's review action here. Nuke Walker says, was I in the race? Yeah, your camel not delivering, Nuke. It is not delivering. Let's review action here on our show. Stats play day number 1, Caminero RBI. Number 2, Pickens over 53.5 receiving yards. For Gorky, the Gorkle, Israel money line in regulation and Greece money line. And play day number 2 is the Dodgers -1.5 on the run line. And number 3 from Gorky, it's Sabalenka money line. The play day in football is Eagles to win by 11 plus. 11 plus. JT is on AJ Brown under 69.5 receiving yards. CD Lamb over 6.5 receptions. And Vaughn over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Pig Milk play today is Stephen Kwan over 1.5 bases. AM gave us his action. Colts at a pick'em. Commanders -5.5. Saints +6.5. Bills +1.5. And Bears +1.5. Nuke Worker is on the Eagles double result. Got a nice price on double result. -120. It's a nice price. Turnbuckle Tommy on the White Sox team total over 4.5. Brewers first 5 -1/2. Philly, Milwaukee over 8. White Sox, Minnesota first 3 under 2.5. Prescott under 245.5 passing yards. And Javonte Williams under 9.5 carries. We have Irish King saying the Pirates and the White Sox will sweep tonight. Flank stake play of the day, Cowboys +8.5. Royals on the run line -1.5. And there we go. Asia Wilson over 36.5 points per round assists. Taint play today was the Astros money line here. Judge 0 for 15 with 8 strikeouts versus Javier. Then in NFL, we got the over 47.5 from Bobano. Jermaine gave us the under 248.5 passing yards for Dak. Bookie Buster play today from DC Capper is the Cowboys +8. Then Bobano in the CFL gave us the Lions team total over 30.5. I'm really leaning towards the under in that one. Very much. We got Irish Kings action too for the NFL week 1. Falcons money line, Dolphins money line, Giants +6.5, Bengals first half -2.5, Seahawks money line, Packers -2.5, and Baltimore money line. Bobano gave us the Alouettes +3.5. I'm interested in the Ticats. Very interested. The 5 days off's a problem. Might get me off. Alouettes off a bye. Might get me off. But Bombers, I'm going to be right with him. And I think I might add Bombers double result as well. We had Wally in the house, the Eagles. And, oh, no, sorry. It's anytime touchdown for Goddard and Turpin and Dallas +8. Then Babano's also on the over 50 in Calgary, Edmonton. In college football, he gave us James Madison +14.5, Virginia +3 in the over 53.5. UConn +7, Baylor +3 in the over 63.5, Navy -20.5 in the over 58.5, North Texas -9.5, the over 65 in Texas State UTSA, Ohio +3.5 and the over 60, USF +18 and the over 55.5. Ron Crawford gave us a stat that USF is 11-5 against the spread versus Florida schools, 7-1 against the spread as a dog of 17 or more. Bobano's on the over 62 in Arkansas State, Arkansas, and Western Kentucky +7.5 and the over 58.5. He's on UCLA -2.5 and the over 54.5. And he added Missouri State Marshall over 55. Then Joey DFS gave us Bolaji Oki as the planted flag for UFC. Spreadsheet play today from Ron Crawford is the Tampa Bay Rays. I am probably going to stay off that first 3 under 2 in the Phillies Brewers game. I expect to be on the Pirates first 5 and the first 3 under 2 in Dodgers Pirates. The first 3 under 2.5, the full game under 8.5, and the Rays -1. And that will, and then the Angels probably first 5 +1/2, but possibly first 3 +1/2 as well. And that will be the extent of my Major League Baseball action. And then I'm very interested in the Mercury and the Valkyries. Very interested in both. I'm not going to take Mercury first half if I had the Valkyries. If I had those 2 big favorites, I'm just going to bet them full game. Jose Bouquett, please review your action on your birthday, my friend.
Yeah, I'm not betting the fucking football game. Good luck to all you guys involved. Pirates first 5 money line -130. Guardians Rays under 8.5 -115, and the Brewers money line -114. You guys will catch me sweating those games out tonight on the NFL live stream, which will be a whole lot of fun. Jimmy will be there. I will be there. It'll be a whole thing, so it'll be a good time.
And we talk about the different ways to traverse getting paid in full. Cuban Connect says aces are the play. The line don't make sense. And so when I think the line doesn't make sense, I back away. But he says Thursdays are the dog days. Aces money line. Why are they dogs? It's a wildly interesting situation. Cuban Connect, go get that cash, man. I'll be cheering for you. Shout out to Spammington. Just my 2 cents. Saquon 90 total yards, CD 50 receiving yards, Dak 1 touchdown at plus 100. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Truly. Truly. And we have a huge card tomorrow. Please sign up for the Cappers contest and the Survivor pools. It means a ton to us. But you guys mean a ton to us. AOD, We Do, Pipe Layer, Big Zoe, Spammington, Super, True Story, Cuban Connect, Nasty Nate, Coin, Just My 2 cents, Grant Clarkson, Rich H.
Oh, yeah.
Rich H. What's up?
I told this person I would call him because I needed a birthday pick.
Okay. Live here on camera?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be
We'll find out. I prepped this person. He knows it's coming.
I imagine.
So if he doesn't answer, he just doesn't like me. The fact that this has gotten this many rings is very concerning. Oh jeez.
Oh no.
Hello, Pete. Hey, we're back now, Pete. We're not muted anymore. The birthday music is done playing.
The thing about the birthday picks is that, they had such a great record, and they actually continue to, but it was because there was something real behind it. I can't, pull something out of my ass. Like the birthday pick I gave during the Bet Bash week was horrible. But Jimmy wanted it for new worker and so fast, so I did my best, but it lost. And
well, then I want the half-ass pick so then I can fade this half-ass.
Yeah,
pick.
we don't need the sob story, Pete.
I really don't have anything.
Can you get it closer to the mic?
Is that the reason they did so well was because they were, they were real. But I don't have anything in baseball today. Didn't even look at it. I'm thinking about
You looked at the football game though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I took CD Lamb over receptions, AJ Brown over yards because I play a lot of cover 3, and AJ Brown just kills cover 3, in yardage. So those are probably good over yards and a long reception for Brown, and then the Cowboys are going to attack the slot well, and that's a vulnerability for the defense. So I think CD Lamb, don't overthink it in week 1. The stars, get their props usually sometimes. So
you're really prepared for the football season, huh?
No, CD Brown. CD Lamb over receptions, and I kind of like the over in the game as well. 48, 47 and a half, whatever you can get. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking right now, pal.
Okay. All right. Well,
so which one is the birthday pick? Is it C?
Birthday picks usually when it's you got a full day of bets, and I look at it and I'm like, man, if I had to go to war, which is one of these bets, that's what it would be. And they turn out to be pretty good. But, first game of the NFL season, a little bit dicey.
You're telling me you're not going to war with any of these picks?
I wouldn't know. I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, but I do like them. Both of those,
Would you go to a swingers party with any of these picks?
Jimmy wants to know if you would go to a swingers parties with any of these picks.
With the CD Lamb pick, yeah.
Okay, that's what I needed to hear then.
And you know what? Yeah, the AJ Brown one too.
Oh,
a swingers party, yeah, no problem. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's not that. Yeah, not that big of a deal. Definitely, I would.
Okay, well, lovely. Have a lovely day, Pete.
Okay, there you go.
I'll see you later today.
So there's some birthday opinions, not necessarily picks, right? Opinions are still good, right?
yeah, sure. I heard you're going to a swingers party, so I'm good.
And plausible deniability. You don't sell picks, you sell opinions. You're like, well, I didn't tell you to bet anything. Those are just my opinions. There you go. Birthday opinions.
All right, thank you, Pete. I'll see you later tonight.
Okay.
CD Lamb over 6.5 receptions. If you do the 5.5, it's juiced heavily. 6.5 is minus 105 to the over. And AJ Brown receiving yards over. Which one are you taking to the bank, or both?
I don't know. I kind of wanted to fade his over pick though and take the under. The waffling low shack doesn't sound too good here. But I need to figure out what my local has to offer here, because I mean, am I not going to trust Peter Lockshack?
It'd be very detrimental to your bankroll to not trust Lodal's Loshak.
Yeah, he said I didn't realize how prepared he was. I wasn't expecting him to start talking cover 3. I was like, what the fuck is this? Peter Loshak? Who is this guy? Mysterious.
He's ready to go. He'll be on our live stream tonight, and I've got to get action in. Jose. We have baseball
6.5 minus 140
I've
for
got
CeeDee Lamb.
I've got 6.5 minus 105 at 365.
Oh my God, what a fucking difference I have. That's disgusting.
What do you have for receiving yards for AJ Brown?
Receiving yards 70.5.
Jesus.
What do you have?
I have 68.5, but
oh my God.
And that's at a pick 'em. I guess you just got to, I don't know. I guess you got to bet all the player props that your local offers to the under.
Jesus Christ. Apparently so, because I'm getting hoed. All right. Well, we'll talk about this later tonight then.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And we have our friend Von Polo in the house. Says he has cologne for you for your birthday.
Oh, beautiful. I still have the cologne that I bought for $40 from the guy that's fake.
My God.
I don't use it. I just have it. I didn't throw it away, actually.
Sure. And Cuban Connect says AJ Brown is the play. Jose Bouquett, on your 28th birthday, my friend, happy birthday to you. Thank you for rocking with us. Can you please bless our action and lead us into the future?
Yeah, it should be a very interesting day indeed. I'm about to go home, be alone for about 4 hours, just grovel in my own filth.
Nice.
And then stress out about these bets later today with you guys in the chat here. By the way, quick shout out to our guy Jeff Slaughter and Dabby Cab. Almost forgot to talk about this.
Oh, yes.
They're going to, I was going to say Biloxi, but it's Lake Charles.
Beautiful.
Lake Charles, the Golden Nugget, September 26th, 7th, and 8th. So if anyone's in the area, you guys can go meet up with them at the Golden Nugget. They're going to be just hanging out, gambling at the I think it's a DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah, it's a new book there. I haven't seen a new book there.
So, yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I have a wedding that weekend, so I can't go. But I am excited to hear the stories about that. So if you guys can, and if you're in the area, go out and meet them. Shout out to them. Shout out to all you guys in the chat. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Let's go make some money today, guys. I need it. I need it more than I need to fucking breathe right now. So let's go out there and get that money, and let's leche, you little spook maker.